Disclaimer. This video, like all videos featured on this channel, is definitely intended for mature audiences. This video is likely to contain profane language. Content is inappropriate for minors. Video is not for kids.
Welcome to the Dr. Greenthumb Show. Lord of mercy. How's it going?
Yes. We need lots of helps. Hello. It's the Dr. Greenthumb Show live on Twitch, Discord, YouTube, and the home site, www.brealtv. Become a member. It's popping off over there. Trust. We're going to have a lot of cool things going on over there pretty soon. To my right, the legendary hitman Julio G.
I'm in the house today. You're back on YouTube, huh? You got off the punishment, man?
We got off probation, man.
Probation?
Yeah. We got out the county.
You did your time, huh?
We got out the bounty, man.
Kicked you out early, huh?
That's right. They kicked us out early, man.
I'm in the house today. Let's go.
Yeah, we here. And our special guest today, my man Bobby King Green.
Yeah, what's up with it? Thank y'all for having me, man. It's an honor. It's an honor.
That's right. And he's rolling that green, too.
That's right.
Hands on.
That's right.
Word up. We got the Treehouse crew, Bolton, Blombo, Bra Bra, and the Dominator.
We up here doing good, B. How's everyone at the table?
Seems to be good so far. I don't know how my man Trace is doing today because them Warriors took a L.
That was the worst segue I have ever heard in my life right there, the way you just positioned that. Very clever. Clever, by the way.
Laker gang.
It's called hosting. How you feeling?
Oh, man, you know, coming off of a terrible terrible loss last night. Lakers, we'll get into it, but yeah, things aren't looking good for me right now.
I like your glasses there, Trace.
You like those?
They hide the tears well. My man, the Perro Loco is in the building. Send dog.
Hurt. Yeah, man.
How you doing?
What up?
Did you relish in the win last night? Did you call Trace? Go like, ha.
No, you know, I held back on it. I had the phone out. I had his contact out. I was about to hit him, but I was like, he know they got that.
He already
You
knew.
let him feel it. You let him feel it. Like,
Yeah, he don't got to hear it from me.
Yeah,
you know,
See, that's the funny thing about it is I already know, like, I know B is at home right now and he's just laughing. He's like,
The silence says it all.
The silence was killing you,
he
huh?
gave me the silent treatment is what he did. I knew it. So I'm like,
Because
I
was just thinking these thoughts to you from my couch
And
as
they-
I was watching this go down. I was like, Trace, I know you hear me in your head right now.
I was listening. I heard you. I heard you.
The silence is the response, huh?
I don't know how closely y'all are watching, right?
We have
I know
3-1?
You just said
Is it
Laker.
3-1?
Yes.
Yeah.
You just said Laker gang, so I know you be watching.
Let's go.
Is it me or is it like in any game, not just Laker games? Because I've been watching all the playoff games. You know what I'm saying? I'm a basketball fan. I'm Laker fan first since I was a kid, but I appreciate basketball in general, so I'll watch the other games. It seems to me that these referees today are like, they are like trash. They are missing calls, making up calls, and like just horribly. Like, fans could see this happening in real time. And if you're watching from TV, you see it happen in real time because now they could show you 3 different angles of the play.
Right.
And I got to say, man, calls that should have went against Golden State, there was none.
There's no consistency is kind of
There's
what you're getting.
none. And then calls that should have went against the Lakers. None. It's like there was bad calls.
You think they try to control the tempo?
Yes.
Try to control everything, huh?
getting
I mean, the
somewhere,
game
right?
has gotten to that point.
Yeah.
We're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the conspiracy guy, but I feel like they push this thing like purposely
to get us more games, mean more money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we can push the game 7. Hey, you know, how many people we can keep interested in this game?
Oh, and you
More
can,
millions and
you
millions
can
of
sell
dollars.
a lot of commercial Budweiser.
Bobby's
commercials during
absolutely
that.
right though, because when teams sweep in like a 7-game series and you sweep them in 4 games, that's money lost to the league. They got to make up for the sponsors somewhere in there.
Yeah, when they go to the game 7, the tickets go higher. You're more expensive.
Sure.
Yeah.
They're making a killing off of that.
And they get to run all their ads.
Yeah.
Because that's truly what it's all about. Like I say, you know, selling Budweiser commercials and stuff like that. That's truly, you know, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Selling sponsorships, selling commercials during that. And like you say, you get up to start like game 7.
You know what?
Things get pricey.
What I'm tripping off of, and this is happening in most series, not just the Lakers and Warriors series, but in other series, is that like one team can play aggressive defense and not get calls against them for the first half, and the other team is just going through it. If it could keep up, cool. If not, it's an uphill battle. And then second half, maybe towards the fourth quarter, they flip it and start like, you know,
Working for the other team.
Yes, with tic-tac fouls. You know what I mean? Stuff that ain't even like, it wasn't even aggressive.
And let me ask
It's
you
like
this.
it's there's no balance. It's bad.
Why are they doing it? Let me ask you.
Well,
that.
he just said it.
Well, is there a conspiracy
to make
thing?
the game to make the series a longer series, because realistically, the NBA and whatever network that these games are running on are getting paid lots of money by the sponsorships, the commercials, all that stuff. And when teams are sweeping and they can't work that those extra ads in, you know, they lose money behind that.
Exactly. At the same time, it's like they're shooting and they want to keep it close, so they got to call some fouls. Maybe they go in on halftime. I think that there's a head ref that says, hey, you're not calling enough, or hey, you're calling too much. So they make them make the adverse of that. Hey, I'm not making any calls now, you know? I forgot who it was. It was a guy who went to jail for betting on the games.
Right.
And he was just basically saying he knew this ref didn't like this athlete, and so he bet like that, certain things like that.
I never thought about that. The refs that don't like certain athletes. I never thought about that. You're right. You got to know that. Like,
because
who has beef with who?
Yeah, because realistically, man, you know, the refs their job is to be like indifferent about the players, right? But how can you be? You if you're from this city, you're going to be a fan of dude from the city. You're not supposed to be, and you got to call the game fairly. But who's to say he doesn't call it in favor of this guy when when he happens to be playing in that?
And some guys that you just gravitate towards, like Luka
Doncic, yeah.
Like a lot of like his style is cool and they like it, and so he's getting calls all the time. He goes down there, you touch him, you get a call.
Great example. Great James Harden. He used to get every call in every game. You could not breathe on dude. As aggressive as he might have been pushing to the basket, you could not breathe on him. They were calling a foul on you. In this series of playoffs, man, he's going through it. They ain't giving him no calls.
Let me ask you this. What about on the gambling aspect? Do you think that there's any, and I'm playing the conspiracy theorist here, do you think that there's any way that and that they're dictating the pace of the spread?
I think so.
Because where I'm going with that, if you pay attention to what those spreads were, 1 and 2 points and things like that, when things started getting out of hand, I'll use those terms, it's amazing. Here come the calls now.
Yeah.
It's an uncanny coincidence that at the same time when the spreads are getting away, I mean, I'm from Las Vegas, so I'm into the gambling thing. Not that I'm a gambler, but I'm fascinated by it.
No. Easy, Kenny Rogers.
So I'm curious as to how some, you know, people that watch the game as close to you, like, do you think that there is a way that with gambling that pace is being dictated by the referees as well?
It sometimes feels like it. Right, Bob? I mean, do you feel that when you watch these games?
You were talking about conspiracies. You don't want to even get me started. I feel like all these games are like everything is
so
business.
the word that's been coming up
money.
a lot in a lot of conversations is scripted.
I don't think it's
Man.
scripted. I don't think scripted, but I think controlling the pace of it.
Yeah.
And maybe not necessarily the outcome, but the pace. Because in the NBA, for instance, they want the games to be higher scores. They feel like it's more exciting than when it's a bunch of defense. That's why you see a lot of teams not playing defense like they used to play. You know what I mean?
They don't want to see more of the action. Yes, but I kind of agree with that because that's what I like to watch. You know what I mean? So I do agree with that. I like to see a little bit more of the action instead of so much defense all the time. I want to see some shots.
Yeah, see, so like they pushed off of defense a little bit, so they call a lot more fouls if you play aggressive defense. You got to be super clean if you're playing aggressive defense, and that's hard because you got a lot of these refs, again, sometimes maybe with grievances, grudges, or favoritism, whatever, and
that all plays in.
That all plays in.
Same thing in our sport.
And it's a lie if they say it doesn't. And it plays into your sport as well, right?
Yeah, we got these dick-ass judges that, hey, he doesn't like you. They don't like your style, you know?
Do you think some of the judges just aren't educated enough on the sport? Because I remember, like, they used to have to use the guys that would score boxing,
to come in and judge the cage matches.
Yes.
Wow.
In the early days, right? It was like that.
Yeah, but bro, I mean, even then, like, fighting is so much different.
It's
like
so much.
It's perception. For instance, there could be one guy punching a guy a whole bunch of times. And then there could be another guy could be hitting really hard. He hits you once, he puts you down. It's like, well, which one did you think was winning the fight?
Yeah.
The guy who put the guy down or the guy who was doing all the work and put in most of the work? How you see it,
Yeah.
And so it's all perception. It's like, well, damage because he had you bleeding. People look at it that way. Or did it take you down and now it's on the ground because he took you on the ground? And so it's perception.
Yeah.
Now, is that something that you're aware of? Like when you fight, that you at the same time, okay, if I one blow KO or knock the guy down, or is this something where I got to stay busy and you're aware that you have to impress these referees like that?
For me personally, like fighting is an art, so I'm just focused on painting the picture and making sure that it's entertaining to the fans, and I'll let the judges do whatever they do. You can't think for them, and if you try to change your style for them, you're not doing you, so that's what it is with
the chances are you don't get that fight. I mean, you got to stick with the program, stick with what you trained to do in there, right?
For me, it's focused on being exciting, something that somebody want to see. I mean, maybe hopefully the judges will get it, I've been robbed a lot of times by the judges, a lot of times. But
there's been a lot of robberies in that octagon.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to ask you that question. I actually was going to ask you that. Have you had like one of those situations where you're like, damn, I thought I won this. Like I should have won this. Why did I not? Does that happen in the game in your sport?
Fuck yeah.
Wow.
Every other fight.
I've had it where like I've had double the numbers of the fighter, double everything he did. I did double of everything he did, and I'm like, how could you even see it that way?
Yeah,
it's been that way, and so.
And that boils down to maybe some of the stuff you were talking about, maybe the favoritism, or maybe they ain't feeling.
But even then, like I said again, it's still perception. Like for instance, when I fight, they call me like the Mayweather of MMA, and so I use a lot what you call the shoulder roll.
Yeah, the shoulder roll.
I'll be doing this and moving, and when you see when I actually get hit, I move with the punch, and so it looks like it's a big thing, and so to perception, it looks like. Oh, but if you don't really know fighting like that,
you'll judge it different.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
wow, that's crazy. I didn't know
if
that.
you haven't really been in a true war, a lot of these people haven't been in a real fight. You can never understand.
Do you think the judges should be like former fighters instead of these people that have never gotten in a ring?
Yes and no. It would be dope, but then there would be a little bit of bias. You know what I'm saying? Think about it right now.
Yeah. I could beat him, man. I don't like the way he threw that left.
Think about it right now. You're judging a fight. And Snoop is in the ring, and he's fighting some you don't like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You gonna root for Snoop.
You're gonna be kind of tough speaking, and you're the commentator.
Yeah.
You're gonna be saying, "Oh, hey, Snoop is looking really good right now."
Snoop's looking good. He laid that left hook on him pretty heavy there.
And naturally, we do these things naturally, And so, if we had judges like that, they would see it sometimes in the favors of their boys or guys they know that train with those guys, and it ends up being some of that type of shit. Where it's crews, clubs.
You're over here talking about the celebrities fighting this weekend. A lot of celebrity fights going on. You see, Zuckerberg was in some competition.
Yeah, he got like a little silver.
Yeah, he won a couple of awards fighting.
Jiu-jitsu?
And then the other big fight this weekend was who was it? Usher got his nose busted
by Chris Brown.
What? Yeah, Chris Brown.
You know what? I saw clips of before, I never saw the
Did it
clip
really
that it
happen,
was
though?
actually happened.
Did it really happen?
Well,
though?
they were beefing, and the next thing is, Usher
Well,
was
he tried
getting
to break-
hauled
he
out.
go-
with
It looked like they were cool at first.
Well, he threw him the party. Usher threw Chris Brown this party for his birthday. So but I guess he got into it with
he
tonight.
felt. See, what you got? Let me try to break this down for you. Some nigga shit just happened.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of drugs, a
that's
whole lot
true.
of fun, probably some alcohol mixed in there, and so
And prior
all right,
beef.
So he's tripping on Tiana Taylor. I want
Yeah,
to say,
yeah, he was,
tripping
yeah.
on her. Then you get in the mix. Usher now got in the mix, and Usher trying to play tough, like whoop to whoop. Nah, you're not gonna do this like this. And hey, hold up, and now things escalate. I stole off on him. Bow, hold up.
Yeah, hey, Chris Brown ain't a little dude.
Nah.
And listen, what y'all don't understand
No,
is
but
Chris
did he-
Brown
did
got
he
a
really-
temper.
Yeah,
No,
He got a temper
but did
for
they
like
get
trying to be
into
that
it?
gangster dude.
yeah.
Did they get into it, or that's just what they said?
No,
'Cause
no.
There's no tape of them getting like into an altercation.
No. See, what I heard was that he was standing up for Taylor, like, because Chris was telling him to leave, like, bitch, you leave, bitch, whoop, 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 and whoop, whoop, saying stuff like that, like, leave, it's his party. And then here comes Usher playing Captain Save-A-Ho, and he like, nah, it's not gonna be like that. He gonna, because Usher's a nice guy.
Right.
He's over there like, no, it's cool. No, whoop, whoop, whoop. And now I think from there it just escalated.
It escalated, yeah.
And he let him have it, let him know that, hey,
Yeah,
I'm a real one. Chris gotta let you know.
He's gonna let you
I'm a
know.
real one.
Yeah,
Wow, that's crazy.
that is.
He's a little gangbanger. He's from Bompton, supposedly, from Treetop.
That's right. That's right, Bolton. You heard that?
From Bompton.
He's Damu. He's Damu and over in Bompton. You know what I'm saying?
I better stop playing with Chris. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, Chris do not play with that.
Yeah,
Do not play.
Briss ain't no joke.
Even the female could get it.
Oh man.
I'm taking no L's. That's what it is. He's taking no L's.
Now he need to be careful because Tanaya Taylor's husband is a big dude too.
Shumford.
What's his name?
Yeah, Shumford.
He plays basketball, right? Or he played
He's a basketball
with him.
player.
That's crazy. That's too bad though, because I like both of them artists, man.
Yeah.
And Usher always talks good about Chris Brown. So.
And Chris gonna dance circles around him. Start dancing around him.
They're gonna have a dance off. I think Chris would take that. Bring it. Usher got moves, but I don't think he got Chris Brown moves.
They try to say it was because Usher is now like the icon for the singing shit. I mean, not singing, skating.
Yeah.
See, I know you see him doing
Yeah,
the
yeah.
shit. Yeah. So now he's a move. It was supposed to be Chris's shit because Chris started it.
Right.
But since Chris got the whole women bullshit,
Yeah.
no company wants to like.
Don't want
fuck
that-
with
they
him
don't
like
wanna
that,
get
so
behind
they pushed
it, yeah.
Usher instead. So supposedly he was jealous from that shit too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. The drama be
drama.
unfolded. Yeah, you gotta watch out. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of fights this weekend.
lot of fights.
Lot of fights.
Celebrity fight. Hey, I know. When this happened, you was glad about this because I know you got suspended over some cannabis, well under contract, right? And now they just lifted. Well, they recently lifted the cannabis ban in the UFC, right?
Yeah. I've been submitted 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Be real, bro. Be like, especially back in the days when before this like got really like where everybody's like, oh, cool now weed, but when weed was tough and you had to buy a sack off the homie,
Yeah.
shit. Like they would call me on short notice, and the way I started fighting was I would do I worked at a warehouse 5 days, 6 days a week, and then on my 7th day I would go to Mexico. Fight in Mexico, make $800, come back,
Yeah.
I met this girl within a month, she got pregnant. And so I'm like, fuck, I'm all scared. This is my first kid. So I started fighting that way, getting this money, start stealing this shit and putting it back into my little account. Well, they called me saying, hey, well, we need you to fight tomorrow. I'm smoking today,
wow.
And so you can't get clean. I used to get dinged all the time.
Oh,
that shit,
so
bro.
that's what
And
happened.
when that happened, what was the penalty usually?
Man, my first suspension was 6 months.
What?
Yep. Then my next suspension was a year. Yeah. People don't realize that. I'm like, I still got more fights than all y'all niggas, and I got suspended a year and a half there.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, so go back to the Mexico thing. So you go to Mexico and fight, but like, what kind of fights were you having over there? Like
Was it bare knuckle?
street fights or like
No,
put together fights?
No, MMA shit. MMA
Oh,
shit.
MMA, but in Mexico.
In Mexico,
Oh,
yeah,
wow,
bro.
that's
Oh yeah, it's
crazy.
blowing up over
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
man.
That's
I fought in
crazy.
all kind of spots like Tijuana, Ensenada, Guadalajara, Mexico City. Like I've been all over Mexico. I speak a little Spanish. Have to
That's tight.
get in where you fit in.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
That's a tough way to make $800.
Yeah.
Bruh.
right?
It started at 800. Then I started.
But is that how it starts? I mean,
And
is
see,
that how
I
you-
don't know. Like Mexico's, like especially at this time in Mexico. Mexico was like, this is the time when they were having a real battle between the cartel and the federales and
Yeah.
shit. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
so you see them driving around with the trucks with M16s.
They're
and blah, blah,
gang banging
blah,
on each other
you
heavy
know?
right there.
Bro, I used to fight over there and not get paid sometimes. You know, they'd fucking run off with the money and shit. You know, like.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like some crazy shit. Like one time they're gonna pay me 6 racks. I'm like, what? You got my attention. Yeah, 6,000. Man, I was beating the guys up. All of a sudden, I started seeing everybody leave. I'm like, where are they going? You know? Man, it was some hard
Oh
times.
man, but you know, it was probably, you know, a part of keeping the skill set sharp. You know, going down there for that little bit of dough, like keeping you ready for whenever they call you up, right?
No, that's how it started. Be honest, this was survival for me, bro. You know, like, you gotta understand. For me, I didn't have a mom. I didn't have a dad. I grew up in foster care. I've been in 50 different homes. I've been just getting around. And at that time, I think I was staying with these white people, or I think I was staying with these Mexican people. And partying with little people, hanging out and stuff, and just some shit happened. But now I got a baby on the way. I'm in survival mode. I'm trying to do whatever I can because I'm so scared. Like, I didn't have a daddy myself. I'm not gonna make the same mistake, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like,
what was your first fight that you knew you had hands to like make a living off of it?
the very first fight. Very first fight. Right off the back, everybody's like, man, I could just see the impact on how it had. Like, my very first fight, I didn't know much about stand-up. I didn't know anything. I was a little wrestler. So I got thrown in there, and we just went at it. And my very first fight, everyone's like, you got it. You knew you were born to do this.
Yeah,
From that point on. And so,
like a natural,
yeah.
pretty
yeah.
much.
Yeah, bro. I've been fighting in the streets all my life. I'm from San Bernardino. I was born, and then I got raised pretty much in Fontana. Fontana, at that time especially, was all Mexican, you know?
Yeah.
Our high school was 90% Mexican, 8% black, 2% other, you know?
Yeah.
And then we have black and Mexican riots where they fight each other.
Yeah.
And I had a Mexican girlfriend. and so I'm in the middle of this.
You in the
know?
middle.
You had to fight every day. Shit.
Yeah. I had to fight some of the Mexican homies that was jealous of me because I was
Right.
pulling the baddest little Mexican girls. Then I had to fight niggas because I ain't fucking with the
hanging with
niggas
them,
like
yeah.
that.
That's cold, bro.
You know what I mean?
I feel
That's
you.
cold.
I know what you're talking about.
Cold,
Oh yeah, he been there.
Yeah, he been there. Yeah, been there
Been there,
for
done
sure.
that. Hey, how old were you when you had your first fight that you just mentioned?
My first fight.
Yeah, when you said you recognized right away that you had
Oh,
that.
no, see,
skill.
that was in actual MMA. That was about 21. So
You were
21 when I had my first baby. Yeah,
Oh, all right.
How about your first fight?
like streets.
Yeah.
My first fight was when I was 4 years old.
Mm.
I had to fight my cousin. And I didn't know anything about fighting. My dad made us fight. This is right before he got locked up and shit.
Oh.
He made us fight and shit. So get him, and forced us to fight. And so my cousin was doing this little thing where he put his hands on the ground and he was back kicking, you know?
Yeah.
And I ran over at him and pow, he kicked me right in the face. And I ran at him, pow, he kicked me in the face. And I'm like, man, my nose started bleeding and shit. I'm like, whoa, fuck, you know?
Wow.
I tried to go get him again. Finally, I get him. I got around him and I was like, ugh. I was starting to cry. And then my aunt came outside and separated us, you know? So that was my first fight I got beat up.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I want to ask you about, you know, doing what you do and smoking weed at the same time. How are you able to function like that and balance the training part out, or do you stop, or does it work for you?
Yeah,
You know, how
people
does
ask
that
me that
break
all
down?
the time. People ask me that all the time. And that's really why I'm here is like, I really want to branch the weed community with the athletes, you know? You know, I don't take pills. I smoke weed. Like,
Yeah.
I don't do none of that ibuprofen or something. I started doing ibuprofen. That shit fucked up my stomach where I was starting to shit blood, and I couldn't take one of my fights before. So I was like, after that, I'm never doing that shit again. So now I just smoke for pain and stuff like that. So bridging that community, like, I think about the kids that are coming up like me. Like, I always, like, wanted to smoke since I was 18, was smoking, you know? And so once I started smoking, I always felt bad, like, because I was a wrestler in high school. It was like, athletes can't do this. So it was always ashamed. I always
Right.
felt ashamed of what I did, you know?
Yeah.
It's the only bad thing I really do is I got women problems and I got weed problems. You don't catch me in no club. You don't catch me all drunk. You don't catch
Those
me
ain't
doing no
big
crime.
problems.
But those are my things. And so I always was like, that was my bad thing is that I smoke weed. Well, I want to always let the youth know now is like, everything with moderation.
Right.
You know, with moderation,
Absolutely.
you can do it. You know, and so. Like I tell all the athletes, I'm trying to get all the young kids that's going through the struggle that I'm just like to be like me and hey, you can still do it. You know, they think, well, I smoke weed, I can't do that. You know, I smoke. No. Anything in moderation. There's a certain time I put it down. I always give myself like 45 days. You know, 30 days of if the fight, wherever the fight is at. As soon as I get the call, put it down. Go cold turkey, and that's what it is, you know?
Yeah.
And so with moderation.
You know what I notice about certain people, and like B-Real is one of them, is that there's certain people that I've met that smoke weed and it makes them very lazy and it makes them very not motivated. And then I see other people that are really like motivated and that like B-Real. I always like to tell people he smokes a lot, but this guy's up in the morning going, his mind's going. He's not like stuck, you know. But I've seen both sides of it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
there is
So
both sides.
There's both sides. So I noticed that certain people like yourself, you could still function.
Kind of like a functioning smoker, like a
For sure.
functioning alcoholic.
For
Because
sure.
there are people.
I
you know,
believe that's for tolerance, though.
Yeah.
You know?
I
Like you
agree.
said, a functioning alcoholic. I think at a certain time, you need more and more to do it for you.
How do you break through that though? Do you break through like the lazy part of it?
I was gonna tell you that I get the lazy shit too. You know, sometimes I used to not want to go to practice because I got too high. You know,
Yeah.
but
I mean, that'll happen. It's just about pushing through.
I think that's one bingo number one. Two, I would say it would be more about having something to do with it. You know,
Right.
For instance, there's sometimes where I might be chilling, I don't want to go. I'm like, well, fuck it, I'll smoke, and then on my way, I'll smoke on my way there, and then I'll be there. You know, and I'll just get done. You know,
Yeah.
and just the motivation of having a smoke. I'm like, all right, fuck it, I get to have a smoke. On the way, fuck it.
go
Now I'm already
down,
there and I'm
knock
in
it
it. Let's go. Let's get it
See,
done.
that's the way it is kind of for me, is like getting to the gym. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
Once you're there, it's not the problem. It's getting there.
I feel like at times when I used to smoke before I worked out, like I don't do it as much anymore, and I don't know why. I do it after, but like I found when I was smoking before I would like work out, do any physical activity, that it sort of helped me lock in. It didn't make me not want to do it. It sort of made me like do it more than I had intended to. Like I got lost. I got lost.
in it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so if I'm doing cardio and I only meant to do like 45, 50 minutes of it, I'll end up doing, an hour 15.
Yeah, for sure.
75 minutes or something like that. Like not thinking about it. Whereas when I'm not stoned, I'm totally thinking about it. Okay, I'm stop setting here and I'm gonna go on to the next.
Again, I feel like though it's the timing of it. Like if you smoke right away and you go do that shit, I'll get lost in it.
Yeah.
But now I always say it's about the amount, an hour, maybe 2 hours. I say 2 hours, where that shit starts to hit you. And especially I'm like an OG smoker. I like stuff that's heavy and puts you down.
Yeah.
So I'll be up and be cool for that first hour or two. But now if I need to get myself moving. If I'm sitting around, then I'll just be slouching,
I give you credit because the OG put you down, man.
Oh,
So
that
you got to
OG.
fight through that.
Yeah.
That's one you have to fight through for sure.
Have you ever tried like the full spectrum oils or the RSOs?
I really don't fuck with nothing but tree, bro.
Yeah.
Nothing but tree.
Like this right here, like we use it for sleep, like, because like to try to do that and function through the day is heavy, but like that shit in itself right there is really good.
It helps for sleep, you said?
Oh yeah, helps for a lot of things. It's there's two versions of it. There's the RSO, the traditional version, which has like it's alcohol based, right? Trace.
Yes.
It's processed through alcohol. And then the other one is pressed, so it's live rosin. It's the same thing. You could smoke it, or you can ingest it. But either way, you get like the healing aspects of
I
it.
gotta try that. You gotta shoot me some of that, bro.
You've probably heard about it before. It's the Rick Simpson oil that it was originally for the cancer patients
Bro,
coming
I
off
don't
of
pay attention to
chemotherapy.
nothing of it.
So that's what it was for, was to help them with appetites and sleeping and things like that
we'll
as
put you
well.
on. Yeah.
It's one of those things that now they're trying to prove where it can either eliminate or take away the stem cell growth that's happening within cancers. So that this is what they're working with. So there's definitely a lot of science. This isn't something like some stoner shit like,
it's amazing.
They thought it was, and then they started
Right.
really studying it
Right.
and realized how important and how beneficial it is.
Right.
Like some folks take it like a vitamin regimen.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because our bodies are meant to receive it. this is one way we do it with the gel caps right here. We put the RSO in the gel cap, and it takes a few hours to hit, but when it hits, yes.
Do you know how long it stays fresh?
You could keep those in your refrigerator. They'll stay
Okay.
good for a very long time.
Okay.
I actually got some, so I'll give some to you before you leave today. Check it out.
Hell yeah. My thing is that whenever I'm quitting, because I only smoke tobacco. That's what you try to pass me down. I'm like, I only smoke tobacco wraps. And so when I have to go cold turkey, I don't sleep for like 5 days. I won't eat, you know. It's just like
that's crazy. Those
it's
first
a
days.
crazy thing, you know. And so maybe something like that might help.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
for sure. It put me to sleep, that's for sure. Nothing really puts me to sleep. That puts me to sleep. It's like I got knocked the fuck out or something, man.
Man, bro. And I'll sleep in like, first night I'll get like 10 minutes of sleep. The next night I'll get about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you know. And then from there I'll get like 45 to an hour. Slowly I'll start getting sleep before it actually gets, you know, adjusted.
Hey, you just fought on April 22nd, yeah?
Yeah.
Man, how long do you feel like it takes you to heal up after one fight?
It all depends, brother. It all depends.
Depends on the damage, right?
Yeah, it depends on the damage. Depends upon the fighter you fought. You know, like this last fight, I had a little bump here or there, but not really anything, you know, anything serious. And I can run it back and go do something else right away.
How hard is it to snap in on, like, you know, like they called you with no time to train? You like, let's just say you had 2 weeks before the fight, or
You have to understand, you're talking to like one of a kind when it comes to that type of stuff. Like they can call me and they know I can call me on 2 weeks. I've been called on 2 weeks to fight.
and that's hard though for most
Cut
fighters,
30
right?
pounds in 2 weeks, you know?
Whoa.
Yeah. I do some psycho shit, bro. And
Whoa.
that's what it's about. And like my company knows that's what I do.
Wow.
And I'll be down to do it.
Wow, that's crazy.
Because
man.
that's a hard snap in for a lot of fighters. That's why you don't, you know.
Yeah, but see, that's the difference between me and those guys. Like I have a lot of fights. I'd say probably 60% of them were on at least 15 days notice. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you're always ready just to get the call and go ready to go.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to really get to when I said that one of a kind is that like a lot of fighters are not, like I feel like you should be who you are at all times. Like
So you're
should always
constantly
be
training,
yeah. But yes and no.
but not overtraining.
No. Be honest. Like I said, fighting is like a thing to me where it's an art.
Right.
I don't like. Do you always go to the booth?
Nah.
No. And so like when you feel like, man, it's this beat hit you, like, bro, I'm gonna drop some shit to this. You know,
Right.
It makes you got to move you kind of. You know, unless I have a fighter that needs me to help them in camp, then I'll be there more often.
Right.
But I got so many other things I'm doing, like fucking around doing that. Sometimes I don't want to get burnt out.
Yeah.
Basically, I don't want to get burnt out on it. You know, you
Right.
get burnt out on doing the music thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. And so it's an art. But back to what I was saying was like, when I'm fighting these different guys, or I'm sorry, what was your question? I'm sorry, I'm getting fucking high as shit.
It was you know, like how long, depending on the damage you take.
Yeah,
it
and
takes
so
to,
you're
like,
fighting.
and how hard is it to, like, you know, take a fight on 2 weeks notice? But you just said it though, like
I've
dropping
been doing
the
that.
30
I've been doing
pounds.
it for
Yeah.
so long, bro. That's what I was trying to explain. I've been doing that for so long that it's so normal for me.
Yeah.
And that a fighter, you should be that way like all the time. Some people say they need to get like prep for a long time. Is what I was trying to really get.
Yeah.
They need to do that. No, like if they called me tomorrow and said they really need me to fight,
You'll be ready.
there we go.
That's right.
I'd bring it. You know what I'm saying?
And salute to y'all that are able to do that, because that's some tough shit to be able to, like, you know, in 2 weeks drop 30 pounds, man, and be in fight like on that scale.
Bro, I fought one time and then they called me back. The UFC called me back and they wanted me fighting 10 days later again and fight who's now the world champion.
Wow.
You know?
Let me ask you, do you feel that Cejudo's jumped in there too quickly for that fight?
I think
with
he needed
Aljo?
a warm-up fight. But I think his ego wouldn't let him take a warm-up fight.
Yeah.
When you've been Olympic gold medalist, you know, 2-time world champion in 2 different weight classes, you know, for you to take a tuna fight, it's like it's almost kind of beneath you,
Right.
in ways, you know, because they're like, oh, you were supposed to beat him. You're a 2-time world, blah blah. But just to get familiar again with the cage and get familiar with everything, you know,
Timing.
especially to go against a guy who's dominating right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sterling's dominating everything.
Yeah, he ain't no joke.
He gets a hold of you. He gets a hold of you.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, when was the first time you got like? You went from like maybe street fighting into saying, "Hey, I want to do this like on a professional level. Like I want to step into it in that level." Where did that happen for you?
To do it professionally, where I was gonna do this professionally. I was at a wrestling tournament. No, first of all, I had
you
already
wrestled first. You
wrestled
at heart.
wrestler,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
I started wrestling first, and then from there, me and my buddies hanging out, and they were like, "You should fight. You know, we should fight. You know, you don't want to ever have this thing of regret. You know, like what if we did it? You know, or what if we would have been it or not? You know, not always like fuck. Well, you always be thinking like, man, I could have maybe been a fighter. So I didn't want to have that feeling. So I started doing it. The first time we did this shit, it was like when I made my mind up. First, you got to understand there's a certain thing called amateur and there's professional. So most people fight like 10, 15 fights.
Amateur fights?
Amateur.
Amateur, yeah.
I did one amateur, and then from there, I was going to leave and be done with fighting. I found out my coach at the time, and there's not many coaches around. At that time, my coach was a gay dude, you know? And I got nothing against the gay audience or nothing like that. But he was having sex with somebody at the gym, you know? He would say little comments, like I took off my shirt once, and he was like, "Oh, bro, put on your shirt. I can't concentrate," you know? And I was like, what the fuck, you know? So it's like, I didn't know where else to find a coach, but I was like, man, fuck this MMA shit, and I quit. So I was done with it. Like, he's been doing too much underhanded shit. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, I'm at a wrestling tournament. I'm wrestling with these guys. I'm doing all kind of crazy shit, slams and blah, blah. And these two Mexican dudes say, "Hey, you should fight, you know? We can put you on this card." And when they showed me the card, the dude I fought on the amateur card was fighting for the main event. I'm like, what? I beat him.
Oh, you already beat him. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I beat him. And so I was like, man, I'm going pro. I'm not, you know, and I don't like to fight for free.
Yeah, no one would.
Yeah, I'm not fighting for free. I did it one time, and it was all right just to kind of see if I got it or not.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I realized that was a real fight still. Like, fuck that. I'm getting paid for every fight. I don't care. Like, even when I was like a kid and stuff in the streets, I would fight you, but I'm going to go in your pockets, and I'm going to get something out of it. There's no way you're going to make me fight for free. There's something I got to come up. Like, it's like if we're kings and we're trying to conquer each other's land. I got to take your land or something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't just come here to fight. I'm trying to get something.
I'm trying to get somewhere. I'm trying to grow.
And let me ask you this: while you were being an amateur fighter, did you have any bullshit jobs? What kind of stuff like that? What everybody has the story.
Amateur fighter, yeah. So listen, amateur fighting. And my amateur fighting career was one fight, so I don't even have an amateur career, okay? But no, it's in the pro stuff is what you're talking about. So a professional, you think a professional would make amount of money that's all I did, but no, up until 2 years ago, bro, like I still worked jobs, you know what I mean? I still worked jobs, and not that I had to once I got to the UFC, but I still worked jobs before because I was still a hustler. Like I'm still gonna get more money.
Right.
I'm gonna work this and do training.
Trying to get the
back to
bags.
what you were saying. It's like when I first came up, I would work a warehouse job and then still have to train and still have to go to Mexico.
Wow.
Then, it's been a crazy storm on the jobs I've done and try to do fighting at the same time. I moved dead bodies one time where you'd have to go pick up bodies off the freeway, pieces that somebody jumped, you know?
Damn.
You'd have to go in the house and somebody died. Your homie died right now, everybody's crying. I got to go in there and pick his body up, and we all carry him out. You better not bump him, you know? You going to get pissed off. You want to fight now, you know? I've had some crazy fucking times, you know, trying to make it to the point of where you get, because it's still when you're a professional, it's not like boxing where, oh, you're making good money, they say.
Right.
No, it still takes some time to build that up, you know?
Sure. Especially now you say like with the family and things like that as well.
Oh yeah, bro. I got 3 kids, 1 black, 1 white, 1 Mexican. So that's 3 baby mamas. You know?
United Nations.
Bro.
Well represented.
Well represented. Hey, who do you feel like your toughest fight was?
Toughest fight. People ask me that, and I always try to tell people it's like I cannot ever compare. Everything's different.
Those 3 baby mamas.
Yeah, and the child support cases I had to fight for that was a lot harder. You know?
Those were tough.
Those were rough, you know. But in terms of fighting, like fighting different. For instance, All right, me and you get in a fight, right? Me and you, we just tussling with each other. Tussling around. I fall over the table, you fall on top, we wrestling, and we're fighting to the death. I get you in a headlock, and you were almost finna choke, and you got out of it. You fought me, and we were just like to the death where you couldn't breathe.
Right.
But then you fought him, and y'all was going pop, pop, pop. You know, pop, and he dropped you, and you got back, you kind of, pop, you got him, you know?
Yeah.
It's a different style of fighting,
Right.
to compare the two.
Right.
In two different ways, you know? And so that one was fucking crazy experience. And that one was a crazy experience too. And,
Right, there, because there is different style of finishes. There's the submission or the knockout, or any one of them. So like it I guess it would depend, right?
Yeah. So like I remember when I got like maybe my 13th fight. I got almost 50 fights right now. But I was thinking my 13th fight is where I learned, like, this one fighter I fought. His name was Tim Means. The first time I felt this feeling where he's not going in this like a fight exactly. He's trying to kill me.
Right.
Some people fights like matches. I was trying to explain to you. Like, I might go in there with him, and he's fighting like a match. He's wrestling, and I don't really get damaged. I don't really feel like I got hurt. You're fine, but he just held you down a lot, you know?
Yeah.
You got a little tired, you know? Whoop-de fucking do. And there's some people just trying to kill you.
Yeah. They're trying to kick through your legs and
Yes.
all.
He see you, pow. You see your life leaving. He's still hitting you, you know. And it's like, Rev, get him off of me, you know.
Yeah.
Some people are trying to kill you, you know. I got my
That's
forehead
crazy,
split open.
man.
I hear from one. This guy's fucking dropping elbows, trying to kill me. I was like, this is a different style of fight.
And I have to ask you this, man, just because it's blowing my mind, all the stuff that you're saying. But I have to ask you, when you do that, and let's say 2-3 months later, you walking in the mall and you happen to run into the dude. Is it like, hey, what's up, man? How you been, bro? Or is it like, man, you got words to him, or is it cool, or how does that work in that business?
Okay, in this business, for the most part, I can't speak for everyone, but the general basis, I would say it's all good. Because why? We didn't did everything we could do to each other.
Yeah.
We didn't just, I'm gonna kill you. I was trying to kill you. As a matter of fact, I tried to kill you again. You know what I mean?
Right.
I didn't try to do that 15 times. 30 times in a row, I tried to swing this and try to kill you with that.
Wow.
It's over. You know what I mean? Like, what else do I got else for you at that point? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some guys got true grudges on each other, but for the most part, y'all get along here and there, right?
You'll see everybody for the most part shake hands and be like, it's cool. You know what I mean?
Sportsmanship.
Yeah. Most guys.
You pretty much earn each other's respect.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say. It has to be some type of respect to it, because you still have to. I don't know. That's not for everybody. I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I'm like, is it like, hey, what's up, man? What's up, homie? All right, cool. I fought you 5 months ago, whatever. It's over with. Cool. It's cool.
And then you got some people that's like, hey, we forever enemies. You know?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's different strokes, different folks.
Like Tito and Chuck Liddell.
Yeah,
They
they've always had their little animosity.
They just did not get down with each other, bro.
Crazy.
Like my boy Nate. They look at it a lot different. Like it's on some savagery war shit. Like sometimes I still look at you like, what's up? Like, they may even smack you after, like, you a little bitch to them now after they beat you and shit, you know? And so, like, as long as you keep a cool energy, you might be cool, they might be cool with you. They might. But at the same time, like, man, they look at you, you know? And so, to them, it's war. It's my team versus your team. Whenever we see you, it might be up, you know?
You think that fight with Nate and
Jake Paul?
you think it's gonna happen?
I think so. You mean, like, I feel like with boxing, it's different. Like,
It is
everybody's like,
different.
it's gonna be like, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. First of all, that happens 365 with Nate and his crew. Okay, that happens 365 where
they box.
they throw it down where they gotta go scrap with some guys and get out of some place, and that happens all the time. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, but I was trying to say that, I was like, man, he's getting too big now. Where you keep getting your stardom's getting too big.
Yeah.
Where now it's making TMZ and stuff when it wasn't doing that shit before.
Yeah.
Now it's too big.
That can cost you money.
Boxing
too.
don't give a fuck. Like, Devontae Davis had a case. You know what I mean? They still fought. They don't give a. It's boxing. It's money. We gonna give the money.
Yeah.
Money talk.
Yeah, he was fighting the case as he was doing that little thing with Ryan. which was a nice.
Lloyd had cases. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that fight, Gervonta and Ryan? I mean, it wasn't hard to think about it. That body blow said it all right there.
You heard there was a mole?
Yeah, I heard about that.
There's a mole in there and shit that he knew that his body was hurt or something like that.
Yeah.
Interesting, you know? But
You got to be careful the circle around you. I mean, you think MMA fighters do that with each other, send moles into each other's fight camps?
that's weird.
It's weird, right?
That's weird. I say anything if there's MMA shit, it's like it's such a small community, right? I'll train with him, but then he's homies with him, you know, and then as you know, me and you start getting cool, we started training, but you're homies with him too. And you know we're supposed to fight each other, you're training at him, you're like, bro, I've trained with him before. He kind of does this and does this.
Right.
So you'll give him kind of insights like maybe that, but you can't really like.
It's
like, we
that
don't-
saying, like Sen, we were talking earlier, it's your enemy's enemy is your friend.
Yeah.
So it's that type of thing. So I could see how that could play out, you know? Definitely.
That's
Against
crazy.
you.
I never even thought of it like that.
It's a small ass community, so
Right.
everybody knows everybody, and sometimes he was at our gym, then he left over there. He's training with those guys, and that's what happens a lot of times.
Yep. You know, you go to
We won't
one
send
from
a
one
mole,
fight.
like literally, hey, go over there and train with those guys and watch it and tell me what they're doing. Like, no, that's kind of weird, you know?
Yeah.
That's really weird.
Yeah. Because I wonder, like, how open the fight camps are, like, to strangers coming in. Because realistically, it would have to be somebody you know, right? Because you wouldn't just let a stranger into the fight camp.
Yeah, you would think, right? But
Yeah.
why would you let a stranger in there? He might be from the other side.
Yeah.
He'll see everything, and then what?
You know what I think happened? I think what happened with that situation was there was a Japanese boxer who supposedly hit him with a body shot that hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he put a post out or something.
Oh, really?
Somebody caught it from that win or something like that. I don't know exactly, and don't quote me or anything, but I think something had that along the lines.
That's crazy. Hey, well, whatever that was, that little info, he cashed in on that. That was
Yeah.
good information.
Yeah, for sure.
That was good information because
Man.
he hit him with that. And it was that delayed
He
pain.
felt it. He had to stop.
Yeah.
He was like,
Should they rematch that? You
It
think they
looked-
should rematch that, or Ryan should let that go, right?
Let it go.
let that go, bro.
Let that
know,
go.
yeah.
Gervonta be
Stop
hit
playing
too
with
hard.
that dude,
You
man.
know-
That dude is dangerous.
Yeah.
And so, like, I felt like Ryan could kind of get something, but he didn't pull a trigger enough, for one.
Right.
Like, two, Gervonta is methodical. He's kind of just taking the time, and you think that he's, like, out of the game. He just really just takes his time so well.
Yeah, he's
So well that you fall asleep, and then, bow! Oh, shit!
yeah,
Yeah.
he's
You know?
pretty much sizing you up and like, you know,
And that's very, like, I would say, like, when you asked me about the fight, I would say, like, if it was just Gervonta, if I was just basing it on him, I would say it's not that exciting. Like, I liked Ryan doing all the and pushing him around. Like, he's trying to fucking fight. Let's fucking fight. That's my thing is, who's trying to fight? Gervonta seems to be, like, patient and just not really bringing the fight, you know?
Yeah.
And so, but he's got that knockout cannon, and that's what makes up for him.
Yeah.
That knockout cannon. You're like,
Yeah.
as soon as you try to, like, start around, like, man, and he's not going to do anything this round. Oh, he dropped him. Oh, crap. It gets you, like,
yeah,
all right, I'm back in.
it comes out of nowhere.
Yep.
You're kind of known for your boxing skills. Let me ask you this: if it ever came about, was that something you would also consider as getting into boxing?
Well, fuck yeah. Like, that's the easy part to me, be honest. Like, be honest, most boxers I get with, I shit on them, you know? Like, MMA has so many more factors to it.
Yeah.
And so I would love to get out there and box, you know? But one thing I noticed about boxers versus MMA guys is that MMA guys haven't learned how to punch like a boxer. If you watch like Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor,
Right.
the pop difference.
The pop difference. Yeah.
A
The
boxer
snap.
knows how to snap them and pop and get them, and they just everything's solid, and they can just keep throwing like that continuously.
There are some MMA guys that like got it. It's just
It's very frequent.
very-
I mean, very few.
very few. Yeah.
Yeah.
You think more kickboxers have it than
But even when you
the
say those
other-
MMA guys, like, we also got 4-ounce gloves, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You got
yeah.
a 4-ounce glove. It's a lot easier to go down with 4 ounces, you know?
For real.
And so that makes up for it, too. When you got an actual boxing glove on you, it's a lot, you know?
That's heavy.
Yeah. To put them down. Bam.
What is it,
you know?
like 16 ounces or something like that?
That's what we spar with. I think they box with 12 ounces.
12 ounces, yeah. Think about that. Like you doing 10 rounds with 12-ounce gloves on your hands, bro. That's a lot.
You mentioned Connor's name. I remember when he was doing that transition between the fighting and boxing, he was saying the difference, the first thing he noticed was the gloves. That with boxing gloves, it felt like I think the term he used, he felt like he had giant pillows on his hands compared to what he was used to in MMA. So completely two different worlds.
Who's that?
Connor.
Oh, yeah.
When he made that transition into boxing. That was the first thing he noticed was the gloves difference really threw him off a little bit.
Yeah, I would love to make that transition, bro. Like, I got into it with Jake Paul's, I want to say trainer or coach or whatever. He's another boxer. I think his name is Jay Leon something, you know, or some shit like that. I don't even know who the dude was. I don't know anything, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I say. You got to know what time it is. Like even when I came out here in LA with all this doing, I expected, hey, I might have to get into it today. You better be on that type of time. And so even if the door was closed and I was arguing with somebody, right? I'm arguing with that somebody. Whoever come from that curtain, I better, big or tall, small, I better be ready to get down with. Right. So the same thing, I got into it with him. He was kind of like mouthing off, and I said something. And so now we got into it. Now I find out he a bigger weight. He like a 185er. I'm a 155er.
Right.
I'm still willing to go over there box. I box at 85 with him. You know, I'll go to your weight class and show you. Like, that's why I'm a real soldier. So yeah, I love to make that crossover, and I think that I would bring something different to boxing that boxing hasn't seen. You know, like anybody that sees my style of MMA, they'll tell you it's different. You know, now with boxing, I just got to worry about this. I don't got to worry about a nigga trying to take me down. I could get really crazy with my style. You know?
Yeah, I mean that when you got a heavy stand-up style. A lot of dudes, they don't want to take the shots, so that's when they try to take you down to the ground game, right?
The part is I started out as a wrestler.
I was going to say, when you was coming up young, I mean, you started young wrestling?
And so that's another thing, too, with the wrestling, that thing, like, I started learning about wrestling when I was, like, 8th grade, 9th grade, you know, 13, 14 years old. There's guys who've been wrestling since they were, like, 5, you know?
Yeah.
And so they got light years ahead of me. I don't know what the hell's going on. I started wrestling because I thought wrestling was going to be fucking like WWF. You know what I mean?
Completely different.
Yeah, I was looking for the tables, ladders, and chairs, you know? I was going to jump off a top rope and give somebody the people's elbow, and, you know? And so I walked in there like, oh, what the fuck is this, you know?
Yeah.
And then they put me on the mat, and I picked the dude up and slammed him. Boom. And it was like, no, you can't do that. I was like, man, how's it wrestling you can't slam? Like, you know, like what the fuck is
so you
this?
gotta learn from scratch.
No, you gotta learn. You gotta put your knee down first before they hit the mat, you know? And so little things like that. And
You
shit.
must have threw a lot of people off when you were fighting coming up, because they don't expect somebody to just be a wrestler, because that's a hard thing to deal with in the streets. And you're like, what's up, homie? Yeah, what? What you mean? Boom. And you're just like, what, motherfucker?
You can't take them down and choke them out.
You ain't ready for that, bro. Everybody can talk to you. Yeah, I'll fuck you up. Yeah, all right, check this out. Boom, 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 boom. And you're like, oh, shit.
Got them wrapped up on the ground.
Back in the days when UFC was first coming around, like everybody had their style. So you see Boop to Whoop, a boxer from Whoop to Whoop, a wrestler from Whoop to Whoop, you know? And so you're like, all right, like Tito was the wrestler, Chuck was the stand-up boxer, kickboxer, you know what I mean? And so you find these different styles and they'd all battle each other. And so one thing I peeped was whatever you style you put down there, they go, all right, well then do the opposite of that. So if you said you was a boxer, they're like, man, just go wrestle him down, you know? If you said you was a wrestler, they say, okay, just keep the takedown off of him and just beat him up, keep him standing, you know?
Yeah.
So what I would do is I would put my fighting style, hood. They be like, what is that? You know, they don't know what the fuck that is.
They don't know what that is.
So I'm like, what it is, when they ask me what it is, I'm like, it's that hood shit. It's that shit that you ain't seen. It's that shit that,
It's the
that,
unseen.
what's up?
Whatever
what's up,
it-
bitch?
whatever
what's
it
up? Come on,
takes.
what's up? Big, what's up?
And I grab your legs too, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's that hood shit. It's that fake. I look down, I boom, hit you up there. You're like, oh, you didn't even, you don't know about that street shit, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy,
it's
bro.
hood shit, you know? It's hood fighting. So
real talk,
I would
man.
throw people all off with that shit.
That's crazy, bro.
Good fighting. I like that.
That's crazy. I like that too, man.
Yeah.
In this corner, Bobby King Green. Style of fighting, hood style.
God be so lost, bro. He'd be so lost, and I'll be looking at him crazy, just like, I'm gonna kill this nigga, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I just look
damn,
at him
hood
crazy.
style, what's that?
Yeah, the other guy on the other
do
side
with
would be
this
like,
guy?
yeah, the other guy on the other side would be like, hood style.
What does that mean? Does that mean he's gonna go floor? Is he going top? Is he going what? What does that mean?
He bringing a gun?
You gonna throw a
He don't know.
seat?
He's coming with both. He's coming hood style.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
That'd be a good throw off though. Like you would totally fuck with your opponent's head with some shit like that.
And then right after that, the motherfucker run over to you, and he got his head down in front of you, like, what's up? What's up? You know what I mean? You're like, what? And you either gonna be a bitch or you gonna fight him. But
Yeah.
then you swing at him, and oh shit, I miss him every fucking time. Where'd he go? You know?
Yeah.
Oh shit, he over there. Oh fuck, I can't hit this motherfucker. So now start breaking your confidence that way too. You're like, oh shit, what are you gonna do? You can't hit him, and in your face still. What are you gonna do?
Making a miss and making a pay.
Yeah, man.
Who were some of the fighters that influenced you as you got into the sport?
Like I was telling you, I've been in foster care all my life and shit, so I used to stay with these white people. And the dad noticed that I was like a trouble little kid, so he put me in front of Ali tapes.
Oh,
Yeah, made me watch
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali. Moving, floating, moving.
the greatest.
Yeah, floating. Pop, popping that jab. So my jabs were my coldest punches. I got it from Ali. Watching him, learning how to move. Like your movement's really good.
Yeah.
Watching Ali. So I picked up how to watch him because I didn't have shit else to do. I was stuck in the house. I could watch Ali tapes, you know? So I picked up his movement and his jab. And then me and my best friend, we would have, it was like a ritual. No matter what, whenever Floyd Mayweather fights, we're going to be watching. Whenever he fights, we're going to get together. We could be mad. It don't matter what happened. I could have killed his brother. We're going to meet each other up, and we're gonna watch the Mayweather fight, you know?
Yeah.
And then we'll get back to mad after.
Right.
But it was like, especially because at that time, Mayweather's fighting all the Mexican guys, you know? He was fighting De La Hoya.
He was
and all
fighting
this,
everybody, yeah.
Yeah, and so it was making this little black and Mexican riot thing, and we just felt like we had to support our people, you know?
Right.
And so we'd be over there watching the Mayweather fight, like, come on, you know? And so watching Mayweather fight after fight, that's how you do that, you know? I started picking it up.
So it was Ali and Mayweather.
Ali and Mayweather.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, you know, hey, Ali the greatest and Mayweather, he still got the donut.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody touched him.
Undeniable.
Undeniable. People could talk all the shit they want, but like he's fought everybody there is really to fight at his prime and even after, and they could not touch.
What is he, like 50-0? 50-0?
Yeah, he's 50-0.
Come on.
And that's what he wanted.
That didn't happen on accident.
That didn't. No, it's called boxing.
Yeah, 50 times doesn't happen on accident.
No,
You know, like if he was a fighter, maybe different, but he's a boxer.
He's a boxer.
And that's what it's called, boxing.
Right, and that's
I don't want to spoil the party. But you guys don't seem like to be on the in crowd as much. But the only thing about that is like,
how dare you?
what I'm saying is like, okay, let's do it this way. Then. How are all these boxers 30-0, 40-0? You know what I mean? Are everybody undefeated? How is that possible? Because we are putting together this thing where we control this dance.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
fighting, the dance isn't controlled. I got called yesterday because some people fell out and they got a show to go do.
No.
And now it's like, oh well, fuck, I'm fighting a killer and now he's got to do this and blah blah, you know. And so it's a whole different type of show for
Yeah.
us on that end.
It is.
That's why boxers get to be 30, 40, 50, and
Oh, yeah.
you know.
Their
They pick and
promoters,
choose.
their promoters sometimes take care of them.
We get robbed a lot of good fights that we should have like Mayweather should have had Pacquiao sooner.
Yeah, way sooner.
Yeah, like the Anthony Joshua and big black dude Deontay Wilder.
Yeah,
That fight was supposed to happen. All these different fights we get robbed of.
yeah.
Because why? Those guys pick and choose.
They pick and choose.
Oh nah, well I don't. Well, I want more money, or no, I want to be the A side. No, I want to be the no. You're the B side. No. Well, I want to come out last. You know, no, I should be the biggest namer. You know, it's just like they fight over all these things and they never do them.
Yeah,
And our company says, hey, you better go fight, or you want to get put down. You want to get put out of here.
yeah. That is the one thing with MMA and UFC, most especially. They pretty much, get rid of all that. It's like they put the fights that people want to see realistically, and no one makes excuses. That is true in boxing. A lot of dudes ducked each other because they don't want to risk their records.
Bro, it's
You know what I mean?
the weirdest thing. Even in sparring, it's the same way. Like, I'll go to a new boxing gym, right? I go in there and do this shit all the time. It's like, I come in, right? And I'm the oddball because nobody don't know who I am, right? So I'll go in, I'm like, hey, guys, can I box you guys, you know? And a lot of boxers are fucking fishy. They're scary. Like, they'll be like, oh, so how many fights you got? Or so how long you been boxing? Or, you know, where do you box at? Or, you know, are you professional or not? They ask you all these kind of questions. You go to the MMA gym, hey, bro, can I go with you guys? Oh, hell yeah, come on, bro. Go, you know, touch gloves and you just go at it, you know?
Yeah, it's a different
Because they're just
culture.
warriors, you know? But everybody else is like security checks with boxing.
It's a different culture, right?
That's
and
crazy.
Then, and then finally, like I was at the Mayweather gym. Nobody wanted to box with me. I went around asking all these different people, hey, you want to box? They don't know who I am. But then they find out, oh, you're an MMA guy. Because when I go, they ask me how many fights. I go, well, closer to about 30 at that time. Closer to 30. And they're like, oh, well, wait a minute, you got 30 fights. I'm like, well, I'm an MMA guy. Oh, you're a kicker and a scratcher, you know. Well, you should go box that guy. And I go ask that guy, and then go ask this guy, and then go out through these people. Finally, nobody wants to box me. Mayweather comes. Now everybody wants to box when Mayweather shows up. They do their little thing. Finally, I get to box when Mayweather leaves. Now they let me box. I box, and all these motherfuckers like, I ain't never seen nobody box like that. Like, so my style is hands down in your face. I'm trying to bring more of a hood style, like something that you would punch in YouTube and
Right.
you want to see some real fights. Like, oh, those guys are fucking
head
getting
up
at
shit.
it.
A dog
Straight
fight.
backyard,
Dog
yeah,
fight,
yes, backyard.
That's crazy,
Straight in
man.
your face type of fighting, you know.
Yeah.
I dig that, man.
I think, yeah, motherfuckers would love that.
Bring it.
Word up. Hey, real quick, everyone is buzzing about the brand. Tough Mama. Tough Mama started out making award-winning hemp cones blunts infused with live resin. Now they have mini mofos. Mini mofos are dog walker-sized blunts and joints infused with solventless cured resin that burn slow and smooth. Tough Mama also makes carts and a range of 100-milligram beverages called YOLO shots. YOLO shots are great for shooting or making canna cocktails. They have rapid onset of 5 and 15 minutes thanks to their revolutionary nanotechnology methods. Also, keep a lookout for Tough Mama Flower 8s, which will be dropping just in time for your mama's day. Tough Mama.
Perfect time.
That's hard. That's hard.
Word up.
That's where these lighters come from, huh?
Yeah,
These are sick.
word up.
I'm gonna have to get on some of that Tough Mama hemp rolls and shit when I
Yeah.
gotta get ready for my fight.
Hell
Bring
yeah.
it.
When's your next fight, bro?
Right now we're working on it. I
Mm.
can't say any names yet, but we're working on it.
Is that out here in California?
Bro, there's no telling where they're gonna ship you off to.
Oh,
You
okay.
know,
So you go
like
different places, huh?
my last few fights been in Vegas at the Apex.
Mm.
And
Where's
the
your
Apex-
Where's your favorite place to fight?
My favorite place?
Yeah. What building?
Houston.
Houston, huh?
Oh.
For some reason, Houston loved me. I didn't even know. I'm like, they just going crazy for me. I was like, what the? They know me?
That's
Shit.
crazy.
Okay, fuck it. I'm rocking with them. So they just get me hyped every time I go there. Houston.
You got fans,
jump
B.
behind me. Utah jump behind me. You know, I seem to get the East Coast was behind me too. So New York was dope. But I would say Houston, like, man,
You still out here?
man.
You still out here in Cali?
What's up?
You still out here in Cali?
Yeah. I
Okay.
stay in the IE. I ain't going nowhere, bro. I can
Oh,
stay
okay.
It's
right where I,
there,
you know what I
close
mean,
to home.
born and raised. Keep the same friends, keep the same loyalty, you know?
Yeah, man.
Trying to
right.
build my community up a little bit
That's
more,
how
you
you
know?
got to do it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, if you ever go to San Bernardino, that shit is dead. Like, half the businesses are closed and blah, blah, blah. And so the little money I spend, keep that shit alive.
Let's talk business right now. I understand you're sliding into the cannabis industry.
Oh, man, I'm trying to. I'm trying to get some tips from Dr. Greenthumb over there, you know? But, like, so, fighting's got to end at some point in time. You
Right.
know, fighting's got to end at some point in time. You can't always use this body to beat people and savagery and
Yeah.
shit, you know?
Yeah.
And so I got to get into something else. I want to look into that. But I didn't want to be the guy who just goes and slaps a name on something, you know, like, oh, they made it for me, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, I was just talking to Shirley, and she's like, oh, they crossed this and made this for me, you know? They made a strand for me, cool. I'm like, okay, cool. But at the same time, it's like, do you really know, like, the process of that or anything? So I have been, like, spending, like, the last year or two, like so when I stopped working so much, I started doing my weed shit now. So learning how to grow plants, you know, learning about ppms, you know, and really being on that shit. And
Like
hey, what is the
really
science?
educating yourself.
Yeah, dude, like really being it. And like, I'm not gonna cap, but I like to compete. Like just like I fight, I want to compete with weed. I want to say, hey, B, let me see your best weed
shit.
and shit, and I'm gonna bring mine in, and we, you know, we
True
talk back and
connoisseur.
forth, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
True connoisseur shit.
For
you know what I'm
sure,
saying?
man.
yeah. And so that's how I got into that and stuff. Started fucking with the weed shit a little bit, you know. And be honest, I don't smoke most people's shit. Like unless it's good, like I like this shit here, this little lithium. That's just dope.
Also,
Lithium's good, right?
in the
Yeah.
MMA, is a lot of people smoking the MMA, or is it still?
I think
Just
more
a
than
few-
you
a few
realize,
people.
but I think people are afraid to be so open or vocal about it.
Yeah,
Because
they're still a
afraid
little
of-
bit afraid because there's look, even though it's accepted
Say
in
it,
these
say
days
it.
and times, there's other sponsors that'll drop you because nationally it's not legal,
Yes.
and you know they gotta, you know,
It's still got that dark light on it still.
yeah, you know, so like a lot of kids watch MMA.
That's when it starts to get dark.
And that's
What they
so
say to
can
kids.
they can allow the guys to like smoke it or have it the way they have it, right? But like
To be promoting it.
to be promoting it is a whole other
Yeah.
fucking story. So like, you know, I would imagine that there's hands
There's
off.
people
with-
low key with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you just have to be low key about it. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be low key with it because certain sponsors won't touch you if you're too high key with it.
Yeah.
Because they, you know, again, they want to sell some of this
Yeah.
shit to young folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, but if you're telling me that means that you're gonna stay over there and I'm gonna stay over here and I'll be an athlete and I would have never met you. You know what I mean? Like, no, like I feel like, don't get me wrong, I never ever want to put anything bad out for a kid.
Yeah, no.
But I do want a kid to understand that I'm flawed just like any other human being, that I'm normal just like any other human being, and that I'm not perfect, you know?
Well, you know, the other thing though is cannabis isn't a bad thing. For forever they've been putting propaganda against it. So it's just about educating people that hey, this isn't what you thought
No,
it used to be, you know, like but kids shouldn't take it till
but kids,
they're
so
an
we just gotta
adult,
leave it in the
but-
bad thing because we don't
yeah.
want kids to mess with it all. We gotta just leave it in the bad thing, basically, you know, for now. It's leave it in the bad thing until they're of age to understand. So we just leave it in the bad thing because no, we don't want you messing around with this until you're of age. But at the same time, I feel like for instance, the first time I got to the UFC, my biggest hero at that time was John Jones.
yeah.
And so, like, I'm like, man, he's a God-fearing man. You know, he's in order, he's proper, you know? And I just thought, like, I could never live up to him, you know? And then all of a sudden, when I got there, I was hearing the little chirps from other UFC fighters talking and chirping around and talking about him and saying, he came in here, he was smashed, and he was, like, before all the stuff he's actually dealt with,
Yeah.
you know? And I went, what? That's him? And it kind of, like, shocked me, kind of broke my heart because I felt like I had him on this pedestal, more so than understanding that he's just like us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And had I understood that maybe a little bit more, maybe I would have understood I could be just like him.
Right.
But instead, I felt like he was a goody two shoes, and that's why he was world champion. And no, he's imperfect, just like everyone else.
Right.
You know, just like everyone else.
We're all
and that's
flawed.
why he's world champion.
That's right.
It's some other things that makes him a world champion. You
Yeah.
know?
That's cool.
We're all imperfect. You know.
Hell yeah. We're all just striving to be better. Could never be perfect.
With a lot of this stuff, bro, like when you look at your dad, one of your dads usually had a poison. And not saying that they just drank, or maybe they were a cigarette smoker, or maybe they were a coffee drinker. That was their thing. Everybody's got their own thing. And hey, this is our thing. We're not trying to bother nobody. We don't get smashed where you can't control yourself or anything like that. That's what I love about weed. Like,
And there's
alcohol, I wouldn't suggest because I get
hell.
out of my mind.
Yeah.
But I'm never out of my mind with weed, you know?
There's healing benefits, man. We know this. You know, whether you're smoking it, however you're consuming it, there's healing benefits to your mind, body, and spirit. You know, that it's something that like a lot of the outside world don't understand with that, but like they're slowly coming to this understanding because education is out there a little bit more about it than there was. Yes, definitely.
I felt like when I was a kid, I don't know if y'all remember this feeling, but I felt like the world was always ending. I always felt like my world was crashing, you know, like, and now that I'm older, I look at it like those are little problems, but at that time they were really big problems. Like the first time I was in love and my girlfriend broke up with me and I didn't know what the fuck to do about the shit, you know? And my whole world was just ending at that point in time, you know? It's like,
I'm dying.
So I think this is probably like the 4th or 5th girl now. I'm in high school and I'm doing the same fucking thing where this is a girl I fell in love with now and blah, 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 it's ending, blah, blah, and she was cheating on me or whatever, whatnot, and blah, blah. Well, I'm going fucking nuts in this car, right? This teacher gives me fucking weed. That's what got me in the weed. Like, you smoke weed and you're a teacher? Like, yeah. And so he made me smoke. He's like, you're tripping. You're going to fucking break my shit.
That was in Fontana?
Yeah. He's like, you're going to break my shit, you know? He's like, fucking hit this shit. And so I hit a little weed for the first time. I was like, I don't smoke at all. I don't want to do this like that, you know? But I was like, at this point, I was pretty much at the end of everything else. Fucking hit the weed. And from that point on, I'm a smoker now. Like, it gave me...
That was it.
It gave me enough to kind of look back at the situation, enough to just take yourself out of the situation, you know? Not making our world so big.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
And I think that's beneficial for teens that are not dealing with these emotions that are really high and lows.
Yeah.
It kind of balances you out in those highs and lows.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's right.
Just when you're like, oh, fuck, I'm crashing, you smoke a little weed, you'll feel good about life, you know? It'll bring you up, you know?
Hell yeah.
Relax, yeah.
Well,
sure.
big up to your teacher. That was one cool cat right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did you a favor.
Yeah, he did.
Man, it gave me a blessing.
Hell yeah, that is a blessing.
For sure.
I'll
Because
say
at that time, I was letting women run me. And I never had a mom, so I think that for me it was like putting this woman in my mom character. Now I'm losing my mom type of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And so once I was able to start smoking, oh man, I just let it be, and it was
Just let it be, yeah.
it's just so much different now. My energy now with women is so much different. Whereas I would let so much thing bother me, and I was like, why and why? Now I'm just like, no, she'll tell me when she'll tell me. You know, it'll come out when it comes out. You know, and much more patient with
It slows everything down.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Same thing for jujitsu. This is why a lot of jujitsu guys do it.
They smoke out and do, it slows everything down.
And you just kind of like flow through this pace, you know?
Yeah.
It's a chill ass thing, especially if you're trying to get in shape. It's one of the best things to do that isn't so, you know, like running, you know? You could chill and you're actually learning something too. So you're learning to choke a guy out. So you're like, man, I learned some shit today.
Yeah.
And I got in shape. Like, especially around this area, because a lot of jiu-jitsu, you're always getting on your back and getting up.
Yeah.
Sitting up and doing this, you always keep a nice little six-pack, you know? Like,
Always sixing.
you know, so it's the benefit.
Yeah, my grandson does jujitsu. That's crazy you say that because I go to some of his practice things. You know what I mean? And I really enjoy to watch young kids like, and it shows a discipline and there's like such a respect in it when you get up. You're very respectful.
Yeah.
After you do everything, I really dig that. I wish they would implement that, like what you were saying earlier, how they played Muhammad Ali for you because they felt maybe you were in a place where you needed an outlet to let this energy out instead of going a negative route. You find a way to do it with your hands or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
That's my goal.
Same with jujitsu. I'd like to see like and other things for kids to be able to. You find these troubled kids, man. Sometimes they just want to let out this energy, and then they want to learn a discipline through it though too, which I think is the cool thing about it. You know?
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking. I was heading to too. It's like I would love to give some kids an opportunity. You know, first thing is you need to make sure you take care of your family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, make sure they're solidified.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just a few steps away from that. And then once where I feel that I've done what I need to do as a father to make sure my kids are prepped for life. But then after that, I want to help some other kids, you know? And so giving them that opportunity to like maybe talk with the city and open a building, you know, in a non-fund or somewhere where kids cannot spend any money to come train. Because that's another thing with MMA is it's a pricey thing. It's a pricey, like $150 a month, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just for one kid. Especially if a single mom has 2 kids, who's paying $300, you know,
Yeah.
for your training, you know? And that's not to mention that's not even for the supplies. Still, you still got to buy the supplies, the boxing gloves, the mouthpiece, the cup.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
It's the gi. You know what I mean? And then they got a new belt up, so then now you got to buy a new belt and blah blah blah, and like it just keeps going. And this thing's wear too. After a while, those shin pads go out, and you got to get some new shin pads, and some new boxing gloves, and some new, you know.
Yeah.
And it just keeps wearing out, and so you're just spending on this. And the average person, like, if you don't have a family that makes a middle class or up, you know,
You really can't do it.
you really can't do it
Yeah. You gotta have,
unless you're super talented.
and you get a sponsor.
No,
Or,
no. Like for me, with me, I never had $1 to pay a gym, and I never paid a gym. But I went and I whooped everybody's ass in the gym.
So they gave you.
They was
were
like,
like,
"Hey, if you can come join the team."
This
Yeah,
kid's
yeah.
got something.
Yeah,
Let's,
you
let's
can come join
invest
the
in
team.
this guy.
You know,
Yeah.
you got something. You know,
No, but
And-
that'd be cool to see a program like that. Though. I understand what you're saying. You want to do a program like that. I think that'd be great for the kids because I think that's what we're missing out here. Because you got a lot of negative energy with kids. You know what I mean? They don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where to put it.
They don't know where to put it. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And that's why I say when the jujitsu, when I see my grandson, he's 5 years old, but I still notice the whole program, and I think I really like the discipline part at the end and the respect part. You know, when it's over, it's over. You know, you tap out, you clap. You know, it's just very respectful. You know, so I think it's a good way of showing kids. You know, getting them
and
off
it's
the
a
street.
great way of self-defense for
Yeah.
kids,
For sure.
and it's a great thing for mentality, your how you deal with things. You know, I noticed that all my friends that were wrestlers, they kind of like developed this grind type of mentality from grinding. You know, in wrestling, that it kind of programs you that way, because why in wrestling you got 2 forces going pushing hard, pushing force, and only one of them can break, and you got to keep making. And that at so many points in this time before the breaking, there's these questions that come and say, "Are you gonna quit? Are you gonna quit? Are you gonna quit? Are you gonna quit?" No, and you finally come back. So excuse me. So it teaches you that to never give up. To never go, like I got this tattoo, never stop. That's the wrestler's code. We never stop. Can't stop, you'll lose. The same thing goes for life. So I think that it teaches them, like I told my son, it's mandatory 1 year wrestling. I got all these little things that I tell him, hey, you got to try this once. Wrestling is one of them. Why?
It's a good base.
It's just brutality without football, where you're smashing and having concussions. So we don't want to do that to the kids. We want to kind of take that from them.
Yeah.
So, hey, this is a little bit more, it's so hard on your body, but it's not so high impact like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word up, man. Yeah, hey, put your kids in jujitsu and things like this. It'll be good for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the
All
fan.
right. All right, it is that time.
Time for submissions. 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 Time for submissions.
All right, we got a bunch of submissions in today. First one of the day, we got the Brisket King up in here showing off the burgers that he made yesterday.
Let's see what it
Yesterday
is.
burger. The yesterday burger, Julio.
I
it was
missed
awesome.
that.
It was awesome.
Damn, man.
Where's that at?
The yesterday.
Yeah, why doesn't he bring that shit in here on Tuesdays?
Tuesday.
Thank you, Julio.
You want me to arrange this?
Can you put that together?
I could put this together.
At least one time a month.
Thank you.
One burger.
It looked fire.
Oh man, all his,
Oh, it was
all his
fire.
food is fire, man.
I work for cheeseburgers.
You work for
Damn, that
cheeseburgers?
is so good, bro.
I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a cheeseburger today.
You got that one.
That's all yesterday over here. Oh, you guys was eating big. Look at that. Damn.
I'm a foodie.
We got a homie
The
that does
address.
barbecue, but he does other things, and every now and then he'll come and make stuff after the show. That made me hungry right now. I
Oh,
wish he
man,
was here
so
today
good.
again. All right, next.
And then Bart's is also saying this Thursday, grab one of these in front of the Alondra Golf Course parking lot from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Boom.
Boom.
That's serious.
Hey, and
Serious.
these burgers are delicious. Let me tell you what.
Trying to find the best little smash burger right now. You know what I'm saying?
His smash burgers are bomb.
Okay. Hell yeah.
That's what he made us yesterday. Smash.
Sen loves smash burgers.
Fuck those things.
What's wrong with them?
They're not enough meat for
No, man.
thin dog.
It looks like if we're talking about the same shit that this guy gave me once, they look like a Depression era burger that somebody had put on the floor, stepped on it, and wrapped it up.
See what it is.
Hanging all up the sides of it, all extra crispy.
Yeah, all that shit's coming
Sends
out
one of
the
those guys who likes one of them 1-inch thick burgers. You know what I'm saying? One of them thick, juicy burgers. That's what he
He
likes.
said, I don't want my burger smashed.
So I brought him to a place and I said, I'm going to bring you to Smash Burger. Well, he thought a Smash Burger meaning like, oh, this is a smash. No, he didn't
It is
understand.
great. You know?
So I brought him a burger. It was about, a quarter of an inch thick. He was all, what the fuck is this?
You didn't even get him a double?
Yeah.
You got him a single?
Yeah.
That's disrespectful. That's like a kid's meal, you know?
No,
Look at what you give for your child.
I thought I was being punked. That, you know what I mean?
I bet.
Let's fuck with them and give them a fucked up sandwich and see his reaction or something, you know? But no, that was the actual fucking thing.
Now,
so
now you know, double patties.
now I know.
I would never do that to you.
Now I know to stay the fuck away from that. I don't.
Don't smash burgers for cent. All right,
none
next.
at all.
We got our boy George up in here saying grilling on a Sunday fun day.
Okay.
All right.
Got some chili Doritos stuffed with shrimp and mozzarella cheese.
Say that again.
Doritos?
Garritos. Garritos.
Doritos.
Oh, saucy.
Oh,
right.
I see what you did right here.
All right. Not like
It
that.
wasn't like what Bolton was trying to say, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what y'all known for out in LA, like
The
y'all
grills.
street food. Yeah, y'all street food.
I'd fuck with that.
I would try it. All right.
And then let's see up in here. We got Randy up in here saying the wifey served up some ramen with some diced pork chops, ham over easy egg with some cheesy milk sauce at the bottom.
That's saucy.
Okay.
Cheesy milk sauce. What?
Cheesy milk sauce. It's creamy. All right. It seems like it would.
Poke.
Seems like it would be good.
That looks like one of those like leftover plates that you just kind of put it all together. Last night's
Let me
pork,
just throw this shit in
yesterday's
there.
rice. I'll put an egg over it.
So I'm hungry right now. I'm gonna eat a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
Everything from at the end of the week.
yeah, straight up.
That's ramen. Whenever I see ramen, I always think of jail. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think of a spread or something like that.
Yup, this Fred.
And next up in here, we got Jibby up in here, and he's asking for a little joint rating. Here's kind of the start of the joint.
Fuck, where is it? Oh, next. Oh, okay. Go closer to the neck.
Okay.
Oh, I see. All right. Scroll to right. There's a squeeze, slight, not so bad, but it's there. We could see it. Kind of makes the joint curve off a little bit.
Holy shit. You that good?
Yeah.
That's serious.
And then you got a little flare out after another squeeze.
Got a little thin towards the tip too.
Yeah, man.
Holy shit.
Now, this is not horrible, okay? This is, it's not great, but it's not horrible. I would give this, like in spite of those squeezes, a 7 because it's got good structure. You know what I mean? Just work on not squeezing so tough. And the other thing, zoom out, go wide. All that shit in the tray with the joint, don't have it in there. It's distracting. It's distracting. If you're going like anyone, putting up a joint for rating, please leave all the other stuff out. Just the joint and tray. Leave the tray clean. No scrabbles. No nothing.
Is that a Cypress Hill grinder?
Yep.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but not even the grinder in the tray.
That doesn't influence the.
No, man, we don't want no fucking distractions, man.
Even the funky field tip, don't give it an extra.
Clean up your tray, yo.
Yeah, clean up the tray, man. Your tray action gotta be clean.
He's trying to get.
Man, he got a funky field tip on
Yeah,
it.
he's
man.
trying to get on
You
beat
can't get an
heartstrings
extra-
to
you
help
can't get a
that.
little-
Are you trying to distract us
Yeah.
You can't get a 7.5.
with all the shiny objects?
I was gonna say 7 or 6
That
or
grinder
7.
can't get
I
to
said
7.5.
7 was good.
7.8.
All right, run through them.
And let's see here. We got Mike420 from the BRealTV's member page saying, thought I'd break out this jack-o'-lantern pipe for everybody.
That's nice work. It's pretty good work right there.
Nice.
Pretty good.
All right.
I don't know, but I always have trouble hitting those pipes like that. Like,
Yeah, I don't really use them.
yeah, I feel too like a crackhead, you know, like just
Come on, Joe. Oh, man.
you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, man,
like
it's
New
too-
Jack City and
it's
shit.
just too,
Oh, man.
that's why I don't smell. I mean, it's just too smoke, and like joints are too little, you know. So it's just like that's too baby. I just feel like a boss with a cigar, you know.
You like the big blunt size.
Yeah, I just
All right.
can't do that.
I feel you.
You know what I mean? It's just like that's just too smokerish for me. Like to have that fucking pipe, you know, the little pipa.
Yeah.
That's what my Mexican friends would say, the little pipa.
When was the last time you smoked a joint, like a zigzag joint? Yeah, that long.
Yeah, like probably maybe last year with one of the homies because he won't smoke anything but joints, you know, and he'll kind of force it.
We are the same. You want to try one?
Fuck it, bring
It's
it up.
been months.
Try it.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's try it.
Look at that. It rolled perfectly in his direction.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, pass me one of those, please.
There you go.
When B Real tells you to smoke, you smoke.
Thank you, sir.
Look at that. See the accuracy?
I like the flip, like a shortstop.
I know how to do this next.
And last one in here, we got Chop up in here saying a little Cypress Hill action outside the venue in Melbourne.
Melbourne.
This was
Wow.
the March 2nd
He's-
show.
And he said it right.
Melbourne.
Oh, the tip fell out? Here. Here, try another one.
No, I got it right there.
All right. All right, hold it
He-
hold it by the glass. That way it doesn't fall out again because, you know.
They brought the Lolos out, huh?
They brought the Lolos out, Julio G.
Got some nice ones over there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Damn.
Yeah, there were some really nice cars. out
What
there.
was this at though?
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Australia.
Melbourne. All right.
Melbourne.
Big up Melbourne.
That
That's a
Cadillac was
great
on
town.
hit,
That
too.
Cadillac looks nice, man.
Word up. All
What
right.
that shit go for?
I don't know. It was a car club in Australia, in Melbourne, Australia. Dad, I think, if I was counting correct, probably about 6 cars come up. They've
Mhm.
taken DJ Lord to the after party he was spinning at, and some of the crew, Bobby Biggerette, and
Sen, you went out with him one night, the lowriders, didn't you?
Yeah, I cruised in a Lolo.
He went out. He went out to support DJ Lord.
That's tight.
I went out to get in the lowrider.
Oh, you dipped in a lowrider too, sitting out there?
Yeah,
Oh, you
they're
did
they're good. I think they're the culture, the lowrider culture is advancing really quickly.
Yeah,
out
yeah.
there.
Those are some nice cars they got.
Yeah.
Word up.
Like that's on my to-do list to get me a low rider. You feel me?
Which one you want to get? What year? Or what make?
I said 6'4".
Okay.
Heavy.
Yeah, man, there you go.
Tradish. All right.
Can't go wrong.
I got like a drop top little BMW, like a 1990s. You know what I mean? And then I got like a drop top Range Rover. I have a drop top. Fucking 6'4" would be sick.
Yeah, that'd be tight, man.
I hear that. All right, that was it for submissions?
Yep.
All right, we want to thank everybody for the submissions. Keep them coming to BRealTVContest@gmail.com, and we will put them on. Now it's time for us to open up the doors to the Insane Asylum. That means y'all in the live chat, the Psycho Ward. You got a comment, question, shout out, suggestion. We want to hear it.
Welcome to the Insane Asylum.
All right, let's do this. We got Sugar Shane up in here asking, is there anything that Bobby is superstitious about before a fight or before going to a camp or training?
That's dope. That's dope. That's a good question. I would say seeing my girl before my fight. I felt like since I was like in wrestling and shit, they would always like my wrestling coach, he'd be like, man, don't be seeing your girl. You can't go see your girl.
No sex before the matches.
You know, but
Like
we had like
boxing.
little stat girls. They
Yeah.
were like our stat little. They keep your stats. So like if you have this many takedowns or blah blah blah, they count the points. And so one time I was hanging out and I was all lovey dovey with my girl and shit, and I fucking lost the match. So ever since then, like I'm superstitious now. I don't want to see no women.
Damn,
None of that shit
crazy.
that make my heart soft. None of that shit after the fight. You know.
Wow.
I'll see my girl after, like she'd be like all
Right.
mad, and I'm like, nah, just I gotta focus, you know.
I hear that.
And we got Jux up in here saying, Bobby is the man. It's cool to see him on the show, Be Real.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Thank you, man. And thanks, Bobby, for being here.
Yeah, man. I learned a lot today.
And we got Rex up in here asking, yo, how was it growing up in the IE, and how did that impact your career?
Growing up in the IE was rough, bro. Like San Bernardino, shit. Sometimes we give it a little competition to LA with the murder capital, you know. And so, it was real rough, you know. I think it built me to be who I am. My whole journey, like what I'm trying to do, is to show people that you can go from absolutely nothing, you know, and to make yourself into something that you've always dreamed of, you know, that you could only imagine. Like when I started out this, I was a poor kid, sleeping on couches, eating crumbs, you know, having people's leftovers, hand-me-downs, blah, blah, blah. And from that point on, I couldn't imagine, like all I wanted was just to have a home for myself, to call my own, that nobody could kick me out of and tell me to leave. And it ended up being, I got a few homes, I got a few cars, I got a few this and that, you know, and so I could have never imagined this.
That's great, man.
That's dope, man.
That's awesome.
And we got Charlie Tuna up in here saying Sen's brochure is looking sharp today.
Orale.
What do you mean today? You mean every day. fool. Always looking feed, man.
Hey, you should see this guy in the
Hey,
car.
hey,
Every 5 minutes, he's brushing it
Hey,
in the mirror.
he just created a hashtag, right? He don't even realize it. Hashtag ELF or ALF. Always looking feed me. ALF.
Always looking feed, man. Ohms.
Oh, now you want to throw an H in there.
Never mind. Not the O's. It's always looking feed, man.
There you go. Hashtag
That's
always.
that's a lifestyle.
Every time you put up a post now on your IG, Send Dog, you got a hashtag AFL
AFL. Always looking feed, man.
or ALF. Sorry.
Yeah,
ALF.
there you go.
I was dyslexic for a
What,
second.
what are you looking at?
ALF.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Why you starting shit with me? Why?
I'm not starting shit with you.
There you go again.
All right.
Don't make me referee. I don't want to be the referee.
Yeah, man. He's trying to roll some weed over there. You guys just settle down.
No, Trace been known to start some shit every now and then. I just want to make sure, you know.
How fucking dare
Stays
you?
over there. Next.
Next.
There you go. You're getting the hang of this.
And we got Isaiah up in here asking, Bobby, can we get the recipe for that 30 pounds in 2 weeks? How do we
Oh, that's
lose
right.
that?
Hey, no.
Ooh, a lot of cardio, huh? And dieting, yes?
Bruh, like pure insanity. Like it's a lot of cardio, it's a lot of work. I would say if I give you some tips, like I don't do any salts, I don't do any carbs. I'm having fruits and just vegetables. And sometimes I don't even have meat at all, you know, for weeks, you know.
Yeah, that'll drop.
Yeah, you'll
That'll drop real quick.
fast. And so basically I'm just having fruits and vegetables.
Do you substitute anything for protein? So when you're not eating the meats, is it like shakes and shit like this?
No. You can still get protein from broccoli. Like a broccoli has more protein than chicken, you know.
Huh.
So little things like that, and so I still get my all my nutrition from those things, and then I supplement, you know, taking stuff that UFC gives us and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
And we got Sugar Shane up in here saying, for Bobby Green, how pissed were you after that Gordon fight? I knew you had that in the bag.
Oh shit! Somebody really fucks with me. Okay. You've been paying attention. Yeah, man. Shit happens, brother. Shit happens. You know, you're in this game. You got almost 50 fights. Like everybody's retiring around me. That's even close to my stuff right now. And so when you're in this game, shit's gonna happen. You know, I'm pretty sure if anybody's done something for a long time, you're gonna have some experiences that you never seen. You know, like being in the music business. You can tell me some shit that's like, bro, you would have never imagined this shit happen like this. You know.
Yeah.
And so that's some shit that happens, brother. But thank you for paying attention. I appreciate you for watching the fight.
And we got Charles up in here saying the last Smokebox episode was fire, be real.
Well, thank you so much. If you haven't checked it out yet, that's Smokebox with Koala Puffs, creator of the Tower of Power right here. Yeah, make sure you check it out if you haven't. All right, leave a comment. Definitely smash that like, all that.
And we got Benny P up in here saying, yo, King, moving back to the IE soon. And are you down for a sesh after training at Sam's? Shoutouts and blessings to the whole crew.
Yeah, that, bro. Yeah, you just get at me, bro. Find me on Instagram. Make sure you keep messaging me because sometimes I'm hard to get a hold of. But yeah, let's fucking do it, brother.
Bring it.
And we got Cap for Life saying, send dog, my bro. My wardrobe as a 10-year-old kid was based on your swag. And brosha, my G, you are a legend. Send dog.
Oh, man, thank you. Only because you say so, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate that.
You know, that's big.
Great deal.
Homie crafted his look after yours. How many people across America did you craft their looks, Send Dog? I'll bet you he's got a brocha thick like yours too.
Yeah, you know, he's probably trying, you know.
Trying. I wait.
You know, when you influence somebody like that in that way, I guess that's the grandest form of a compliment you could get. I would say, you know what I mean. Like if you influence somebody to rap, you know what I mean, and this guy becomes big or whatever. That's a big deal. So,
yeah.
You know, if it happened, man, hey, good deal. You know, keep on pushing.
Leader of the big brocha squad. All right.
And we got Darren Cushman up in here saying, hell yeah, glad Bobby is doing well, and Bobby is a great guest on the Greenthumb show.
Man, that's fucking awesome. I don't know if you heard it, but the last guest, he called me King. The guys are really paying attention. I just changed my name. Well, I'm still in the process of changing my name. You know, fuck it. Like I woke up one day like, fuck it, let's just do something different.
What's
you know?
the change?
To just King.
Oh, just King?
No last name, no nothing, just
no
King.
first, no last,
like
just
a
King.
Kanye type of shit.
Okay.
Or Prince, you know, without the sign.
All right, King.
And that's a legal process to do that?
Yeah. And so I was trying to do this shit like maybe like 2-3 years ago, but I was fighting so many cases with my baby mamas and shit. Like, I think I spent like $500-600, and they ended up taking all my money and saying, hey, well, you can't get it done because you got a pending court case. You know, I'm like, what? You know?
You got to wait till that.
Yeah, but I was all up, paid and everything, but they just kind of like had in the system somehow some malfunction or something. But anyway, they took the money and didn't do the process. So I kind of gave up on it, and all of a sudden I came back a couple years later and decided I'm gonna go run it back and do it again. So now it's gonna be in like 2 more weeks. I think it'll be official.
Nice.
King. There you go.
Congrats.
Appreciate that.
And we got Info View up in here asking the table in the super chat, what are your top 5 albums, Desert Island picks?
Desert Island picks. Damn.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
it means that, you know, these are the only 5 albums you have on the island you're stuck on.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Bring it.
All right, who's going to go first? Julio.
You didn't want to start it off. You started with the
Julio.
Oh, I'm going to just
somebody else.
I'll just start off. Let me see. Things that I got to have. If I had to be on 5, I got to have Snoop. I got to have The Doors. I got to have I got to have some Parliament. I got to have some Chalino.
That's 4.
Is this 4? Okay, my 5th one.
I think it's
Sounded like 6.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well that's 5 right there. My Chalino's my 5th.
All right, how about you, Said Doc?
Oh wow.
Go.
Shit.
Go.
Okay, put some PE up in there.
Yeah.
And then some Led Zeppelin. Some George Clinton.
All right.
Some Celia Cruz.
Okay.
And some Nirvana.
Boom.
All right. How about you, Trace?
I'll kind of do it in genres. For some rock and roll, I'll go Pink Floyd, some Zeppelin, some hip hop. Got to have my Cypress Hill album, right?
All right.
Was that just kissing ass right here? Like,
no.
unbelievable? No, serious.
Do you feel? Do you got lipstick mark on your arse?
Have lipstick on your arse, mate.
I already knew where that was going. I don't even know why I fucking said it. You know what I'm saying? I fucking knew it as soon as it fell out of my mouth.
Glad
All right,
for
you know what?
paid.
I'm not bringing the Cypress album now. How about that? All right.
Taking it back.
Definitely got to have a Pac album just to be, you know, get rowdy on. And I don't know, what would be like a good X Factor? I don't know.
All right, well,
Some Sinatra. There you go.
I'm going to go by albums because this is what he asked in the first place. So I'm going to say the first Led Zeppelin album, first Run DMC album, the second Public Enemy album, the most underestimated and underrated and unappreciated hip hop album. Paul's Boutique is my 4th album. And let's see, on the 5th album, gotta go with a Temptations album of any kind, except for the 80s.
You answered that shit like you knew that question was coming.
No, he asked specifically.
Yeah, he was asking albums. Yeah, he was asking albums.
How about you, Bobby?
You ever been in a situation where you like really realize like the generation gap?
Oh yeah.
You know, I feel like I'm like, fuck, I don't even want to say my answer. You guys are like, what?
No, say it.
Not at all. What? Who?
We listen to
We listen to everything. This would just be our favorites to go on the island with us.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I was on a desert island and I had to pick 5 albums,
Yeah.
I'm gonna need my turn up shit because I'm gonna be talking to myself. I'm pretty sure I'm by myself.
Right.
So I would need somebody like Icewear Vezel. I
Okay.
don't know if you know who that is. You know what I mean? T Grizzly.
Word. That's Deuce.
And I listen to all kinds of music. So I'm up, I'm down, I'm everything, you know. So I need some Sade.
All right.
Kind of like chill.
Smooth
you know,
operator.
Yeah.
Chill out on that.
Whoa.
Chilling on the beach, just get my mind right. You feel me?
That's right.
Love Deluxe.
You know what I'm saying? I need a rock album too, so I can kind of switch it up because I'm having too much rap. So, who gonna be a good artist?
Bring it.
I'll go with 3 Day Grace.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's 4.
And then an old school, somebody that's old school, like that's like old school jams. I'd probably say something like Teddy P.
All right.
You know
Teddy
what I'm
P.
saying?
Okay.
Teddy P.
That's 5. That's a lot of 5 right there.
Teddy P. Smooth.
Word up. All right.
And we got Sugar Shane back up in here asking Bobby, what are some things in life that gives you motivation to fight?
Money. Nah,
Security.
There it is.
Money and security, man.
No, it's a serious shit. The ability to be Superman, you know? Like, I'm pretty sure you've changed people's lives, you know what I mean? You got to help people that were down. You got to, hey, here's this little something, do this, and I'll buy you up with this, you help me with this, you know? And so the ability to change people's lives, like, I feel like I'm kind of like a Superman in a way, you know? Like, when people see me, I can move things and I can make things happen for people, you know? And so that's the most important thing. That's what gives me the motivation is, hey, I can do this, you know? Now from here, we're going to be able to open up this and
Right.
you know?
Uplift people, yeah.
Yeah, that's what
crazy.
it's all about.
And we got Darren Cushman up in here saying AI can be a better referee. He's saying they should let the computers do the work. What do you guys think at the table?
Computers can't break up the moment when they need to be broken up, though.
You know?
Or unless the AI alerts the guy physically to go, okay, stop the fight right here. But then you got that delay. So
How does the AI know if a guy's rocked, if he's hurt, if
Yeah.
he's, you know?
yeah.
How does AI know those things? Those things are a little bit different. I think maybe for basketball, possibly, if you make contact, but,
Yeah.
you know?
Or maybe for just the point scoring is maybe what they're saying is, you know, not so much the fighter's in trouble or the separation part, but maybe just the scoring. Of,
Yeah, you know, in terms of judging, maybe. So
Right.
yeah.
That's where I was going.
Yeah, right now in the PFL, they got something going like that where they're showing at least their cards and saying who they think won and blah, blah, blah. So kind of get an idea, but we haven't got that far yet with the UFC to have an idea.
But the other thing is that AI can't detect how hard the punches were, like and how the fighters were affected by them.
True, the significant punches versus, you
Yeah.
know, yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet. Good one. Yeah. Next.
We got Johnny Walker up in here saying, hey, yo, B,
Yeah.
I picked up some Sergio's tacos right before the show.
Boom.
I'm so jealous. I know you're loving that shit right now because they're some of the best
Where can I find some queso tacos?
around here.
Yeah.
Pedro will tell you. He knows. He
Pedro's
would
the
know.
taco man.
Pedro
He
would
knows
know.
the spots.
Yeah. Just real quick, we got the mix show popping off after this, so make sure you check it out. I believe we got a mix. Well, I don't know who we got a mix from. I know I'm mixing. So. CeeLos. Word up. CeeLos got another video mix for y'all. We're going to start off with that, and then I'm going to follow up with some mixing as well. So make sure you check us out. If you're on Twitch watching us, just stay locked in. We're going to be right here. If you're on YouTube, utilize your Twitch accounts that you created when we were down. Come check out the mix with us, all right? Happens right after this show. Next.
We got Kulo Breaker up in here saying, please bring back the OG Tomato Head shirts.
We always do at some point. We will let you know when it happens.
And we got that Votto Chris D-Bands up in here saying, shout to the squad and special shout out to Send Dog, the Brosha.
Yeah, man. Haile Selassie I Rasta, man. Shout out right back at you.
You get some love over there, bro. Yeah, some love, bro.
That was random, huh? That was good.
Get some love.
Whoa. That's right.
I'm a Rastafarian.
And the whole chat room is saying, be real. You need to hook Bobby up with some funky field tips for that blunt.
Yes. We got to put, we'll make a little package so that you can put the glass tips in your blunts.
Oh, yeah.
Because they work in the blunts too.
Shit, I'm just a street nigga, bro. We just roll them up. Hand,
Well, I hear you.
Be on the go. You're like, you don't have a bunch of stuff when you're like, where's my tips? And where's my, no, just put it in your hand and just break it down and just,
I'll feel you.
You'll get used to it, man, once you get started.
Oh, hell yeah. And then you'll be like, man, where's my tips
I
at?
know, it's
Oh,
gonna
shit,
change. It's gonna change your smoking.
I need that
shit.
shit.
Yeah.
Next.
And we got Mr. Civic Turbo saying, for a 3-mile walk, he likes to take 3 bong hits and then go on the walk.
That's a great idea.
All right.
And a lot of people, like, when it comes to weight, to losing weight, walking an hour, walking continuously for about an hour, and then go about your day. People think you need to do this hard impact running. No, fat burning a lot of time is just slow burning.
Yeah.
Getting your body to move
Walk it off.
Yes, sir.
for an hour consistently.
Yeah.
You can just be doing something and moving. But
Yeah.
the problem, I think people think it's like, I need to be for an hour. No.
Wow, that's
just
crazy
move.
you say that, man. 'Cause
Yeah.
that is the people's perception. Oh, well, people do think that. I would have never thought that. You just do an hour walk.
So I always suggest to people, get your heart rate up,
Mm-hmm.
run a little bit, get your heart rate up, and then just keep moving.
Mm.
And your fat start
Yeah.
burning from there.
I'd
You-
be on
you-
some walking shit. That shit does work.
Oh, yeah.
Really good.
Hey, do you do a lot of rope work?
Rope?
Like when you're
Like
training?
jump roping and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love jump roping. Jump roping is awesome. That's a great way to get your footwork going and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love jump roping.
You were blowing me away on tour this year. B brought a jump rope out there, and you got some skills with the jump rope.
A little bit.
Yeah.
You should see him.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it in. It's like, as we have gotten older into this shit, we still play a lot of shows. We're, doing a lot of tours still, very active, and the show be like sometimes an hour to an hour and a half. So with up-tempo songs. So, you got to train hard to keep up with this shit.
Yeah.
So we do, our squad definitely does. So
Yeah.
rope work, I used to train here and there.
Yeah, we're talking about celebrity boxing. That's what I want to see, be real in a fight.
Yeah. Great idea.
I think you're going to bring that street shit, bro.
I would be
I
hood.
think you're
I
going to
would
bring that,
bring the hood
yes.
style,
I think
right?
you're going to bring that street shit, What they actually want to see. All we think all these celebrities are supposed to fight like, I think you're going to actually bring that shit,
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
that's crazy.
Bring it.
I got my
who'd you fight?
I got
Who'd you
my
fight?
moments. I'm a pacifist. I don't want fight. I do got a good left hand though.
Who would y'all pick in the fight?
I'm not saying nothing.
I didn't see him fight Snoop. 2 tall, long motherfuckers, Man, the fight that never happened to him and Snoop.
Came out for that
Oh my God.
The fight that never happened at Cell.
Yeah.
You feel me? Him and Snoop.
There's a couple of names on that list. It's a short, but I got a couple of names.
Oh man. Oh my God.
Andy Garcia.
Oh no. He's way too old, man. That would hurt him. That would hurt that old man. Come on.
And that seems to be it.
All right.
See you out there young again, out there moving your head and trying to,
Oh man.
Whew.
Yeah.
couple milli.
Yeah, you got to train for that though.
I train you.
I know you would.
I got this.
I'll make you a champion.
I'll
Bro,
make
that's
you
easy. That's easy
I'll
work.
make you a
got this.
celebrity champ. Oh man.
That's
That would be crazy though if they created a celebrity MMA league, right? And
Wow.
you see cats get down. Wiz would be up
That'd
in
be
there.
hard. That'd be hard.
Yeah, I think that eventually will be a thing.
Yeah, I think Jake Paul and them kind of into this YouTube stuff, you know.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think it'll get there, you know.
Are you cool with all that? I'll use the term promotion and the way he went about it.
Yes and no. Yes and no. Like any man that can get in there and do it, cool. In that aspect. But another aspect is like, have some humility, because to real fighters, you're not real fighting yet. You're not a real. We see what you're doing. Like for instance, Jake Paul, the same thing with Jake Paul. He was picking and picking and picking. You know?
yeah.
And so he's making all these fights happen. Of course, you should win all these fights. You know.
Yeah,
And the only one he lost was Tommy Fury, which I feel like
that
was
could have
one
went
that
either way, right?
I mean, no, Tommy won it, but I'd say more so he got pushed into that one. He was, oh, you're not fighting a boxer, you're not fighting a boxer, you're not fighting a
Right.
boxer. So his ego got there. A lot of these boxers like, nope, I'm gonna fight the fighter, I'm gonna win.
Right.
And that's what it becomes.
A lot of their promoters look for that, right?
Because we can't lose our star.
Yeah.
Jake Paul's a star, so he can't lose. If he keeps losing, that'll diminish, and so we can't lose our money, and it's all about the money.
Do you think he made a wrong pick with Nate? Because Nate boxes.
I think so. And I think he's gonna. The thing is, they've seen Nate's MMA fights. They haven't seen him box.
Right.
You know? I've been in there with the kid, you know, and people don't realize how hard he hits. He can hit hard, and especially if you let him put that type of weight on now, he's gonna be really carrying a punch, you know. The other thing that they don't realize is each round it goes into, he's gonna come harder and harder, you know, harder and harder and harder and harder. So, and then the other last thing is everybody watches his MMA fights, but in their MMA fights, their style is more for boxing. For instance, they'll stick their hands up like this, and this is a boxing thing where we could have a big glove and be protected.
Yeah.
But they'll be doing that in the MMA, and the punch will come through, bam, and hit them. Come through, bam, and hit them. And they'll get drops. And so people would think like, oh, well, I can catch them. But now we're talking about boxing. We're not talking about MMA. It's a totally different style. And actually, their style is more for boxing.
Yeah.
Like Andre Ward had said it. It's like, man, they can box.
Yeah, those guys can box. Those brothers can box. For sure. Word up, man. We want to say salute to all y'all that have watched the show and get down with us on the daily. Make sure you check us out Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Live on the start, 5 Eastern. We appreciate your love and support and all your energy and your interactions with the show. You're as much part of it as we are. Salute to my man King for sitting in with us.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
First of many times, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. It's an honor to be here, man. It's to be among legends, you know. To be in the podcast world and then to be in the weed world, you know. And so we're trying to get it out there and get more smokers and athletes to come together, you know. We're not too much different, you know.
That's right. You got any shout outs you want to give?
Shit. Shout out to my baby mamas.
That's right.
It's only a 2-hour show.
Good choice. Good choice. Jeezy, you got any?
Shout out to everybody tuned in. We appreciate it, man. We had a good time, man. It was really nice meeting you, Bobby, and I wish you much success, man, in what you're doing, brother. You know what I mean? So we want to see you come back again. Yeah.
Actually, I do got one shout out. Shout out to my boy Dre. Dre's the one that got me on the show. He's like, hey, I want to open you up a little bit more. He's been doing all my little work on the side. He's doing my little PR work. He said, hey, this is going to be a great show for you to come on to. I was like, yeah. Check it out. Start watching it. I'm like, oh, man, it's Be Real shit. Oh, it's dope.
That's what's up, man.
Been here without him.
Word up. Thank you, man. That's what's up.
Shout the Insane Asylum. Thank you guys so much. Shout to Ray Morning Shot Films. Shout to the Dominator. And also smash that like button right before you guys head on out to the Twitch stream. What's going on, Trace?
Oh, big shout out to everybody sitting around the table. Julio G, my man Bobby, it was nice meeting you, man. It was fun hanging out with you today. I got some of that RSO for you. When I say it's going to change your life, you're going to think of this table every time. I'm telling you, RSO for life.
Let's go.
Sendog, you and I got a road trip back to Vegas, always an adventure. And go ahead, it's your turn.
Shout out to them, Los Angeles Lakers.
I fucking knew
Go
it.
up there.
Let's go.
Kick that ass and close this shit up. Send these guys home.
Laker
and
gang.
let's move on already. Laker gang, fool, what?
Let's go.
Are you happy to get that out of your system?
Yeah, feels good. Feels great.
Believe in your dream, no matter how outrageous it might be. Belief is everything. You know, it's part of faith. You got to believe in yourself. You got to have faith in yourself to push through every time. Believing in your dream is believing in yourself. Swallow that.
Amen, amen.